What's up, everybody? Hi. Welcome. It is Sunday. It's Sunday. Welcome to the very first episode of Strahd Sux, an irreverent romp jaunt through Barovia. I'm your good buddy Scribe, your DM, your guide through Barovia. This is your first warning. Okay, this is episode 1, and I felt like it was important to do this before I introduce this lovely, amazing cast to you. There are some people out there that revere Strahd, Curse of Strahd as a whole, and to those people I say, good on you. That's not us. What you are about to see is our take on Strahd as we kind of explore different realms and things of that sort, including Strahd's dog. They have the chew toy in their mouth right now that's coming into... Hi, come here. You start the stream off right, Dave.
What a great start.
The camera's not on you. You really don't have to do that. That's great. So that is an actually perfect representation of what you're going to see during tonight's game. So that being said, welcome. Let's take a look at our amazing cast.
We lost one.
I got it.
Are we okay?
Come on.
Okay. Well, that just happened.
Everything's fine.
A few announcements before we get started with tonight's game. We have a Discord. You're welcome to come and hang out there and talk to all the amazing, cool people. A lot of the cast that you see here tonight is on the Discord. You can come and hang out with them. We also have a merch store. You can get cool stuff from said merch store. It's a lot of fun to get cool like mugs and shower curtains and stuff like that. So yeah, please come and hang out with us and get cool stuff from the merch store. Upcoming schedule for this week. We've got some cool stuff coming. Our Tuesday game, we're taking a little break, but in lieu of that, we're going to do a Percy Jackson mini arc. Some kids from Camp Half-Blood are taking a trip, and it's actually going to be in congruent with Percy Jackson, like the very first Percy Jackson novel. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be on Tuesdays. We're going to do that a few times. A few episodes of that, a little mini arc on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we continue onward with our Unbroken Veil New Orleans game, where you can come and check out the modern day Unbroken Veil crew, and you can continue to see some of their misadventures. Right now, they are currently trying to deal with a suburban family of Yunti that are they're just good old natural New Orleans type folk that invite strangers in for supper and then eat those strangers. So it's going to be a good old time. As you do. Regular stuff. And then on Sunday, you can catch us here, moving through Barovia. So not only do we do cool stuff here, but we have people that are doing epic, fun, awesome, cool things, including our very own Hecate. Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Where can people check out the cool stuff you're doing? I know you've got a hand in the immersive theater
horror stuff. You can find me Marquee Artery Productions. There are some things in the work with some awesome people. I can't say anything at the moment, but some cool one-on-one horror stuff is coming up, and I'm pretty excited about it.
Go check it out.
Yeah.
Not only that, but if you need to get your D&D auditory fix, I would highly recommend the podcast Jousting Through Jacinto.
Oh my god.
So check out Jousting Through Jacinto. Where can people check that out, Ryan?
JTJ is currently on a little bit of hiatus to get through the holidays, but the wrap up of the first arc should go up probably on Tuesday. So it's our season finale. We got some big boss fights and all that good kind of stuff. You can find us on Spotify, and I believe we're on Google Podcasts as well.
A lot of fire.
A lot of fire. Our warlock has an affinity with fire.
I always feel bad when we're DMs when a character has an affinity for fire. I'm like, those losers. They don't know what's coming. So check that out. Speaking of fire... Hey, Cass.
That's me.
Hi. Where can people check out the cool stuff that you're putting out into the universe?
On Instagram and TikTok at Cassandra Cosplays, and I'm actually about to debut the part 2 of my holiday story that I started last year with my original characters, Holly, and my take on the Demon of Christmas, Krampus. That's going to debut in about 2 weeks, and I'm very excited for it, and I have a whole bunch of other stuff that I'm doing on there, but thanks. That's it.
The last season of those two characters was so good.
Thank you.
So good.
I love them, and I'm very excited to bring them back.
And their new antagonist.
And a new
Yeah.
You had my curiosity, and now you had my attention
They're
as
very
well.
scary, very attractive.
Perfect. That's how we like our antagonists. And you can check out the cool stuff that we're doing. Hopefully soon we'll have more information about that as things progress. I think that's it for announcements. I think that's it for upcoming stuff. Stay tuned. Pay attention to those channel points, kids. You can use those channel points and little biddies. Indigo Chameleon has been working extremely hard to get a whole bunch of stuff set up when it comes to making sure that you can have access to brand new power-ups and ways that you can help or hinder players. You can summon Strahd. I gave you a gift. You're welcome.
Do it now.
I think you were like, just don't, please. So
Or do. I'm not your parent.
So stay tuned.
I am.
But please don't. But I think that's it for announcements. I think that's it for upcoming stuff. Heroes, welcome to Strahd Sux. Currently, you are not in the area of the multiverse known as Barovia, a dark, dismal place with this prevailing fog that sort of encompasses everything surrounding the area, with this maniacal sort of evil force or presence known as Strahd hoarding over it. Instead, you are at your place of business. The six of you work at a circus for Mr. Parnham. Parnham was the individual that found you along the way and kind of brought you into this chosen family. Did I take Barnum and then put a P in front of it? Yes, I did. That is the level of creativity you can expect here on Strahd Sux. But Mr. Parnham, an enigmatic little gnomish fellow, is here, and it's the last day. You tend to do a pretty long weekend, but it's the last day of the circus, and Mr. Parnham is at the front of this impromptu stage that is built up. He kind of does this after every run, successful run, and just does a sort of, not closing ceremonies, but just like, hey, everybody, great job, we're on to the next spot. So, with Mr. Parnham sort of delivering his remarks and talking about how great everyone did and how you were able to raise a good amount of money for the circus, let's talk a little bit about the characters that we see here and where everyone would be during this closing ceremonies. Chris, let's start with Ironwood. Tell us a little bit about who Ironwood is, what they are, and where they would be during this ceremony.
Ironwood is a dryad. He's quite tall, has a lot of leaves, got a lot of branches coming out the top of his head, a lot of leaves, big old canopy. For him, he'd probably be towards the back, just kind of making sure that he can get a full view of the circus tents, people leaving, the caravans in the back. He's sending his familiar Maeve just to kind of scoop around if anything's that's lost or left behind. Yeah,
your bird Maeve sort of like flies around and does a little preliminary check. She may run into another bird doing the exact same thing. Finding familiars here at the circus is not unheard of as you send Maeve out and about. Pyre, tell us a little bit about who you are, what you look like, and what you're doing during closing ceremonies.
So Pyre is a fire genasi who is one of the fire performers, tamers, and dancers at the circus. She has a big old faux hawk that usually looks like it's on fire, and a snake wrapped around her in some way that is her fire spirit. She's a wildfire genasi, druid, and she would be right in the middle of it, probably throwing up pyrotechnics, passing out drinks to everybody, having a wild old time, getting everyone riled up.
Yeah, you know what, Pyre? Give me a performance check. Just as it'll be our first roll of Strahd Sux.
Big money.
As you watch as Parnham is delivering remarks.
Okay. So that is performance as an 18.
Parnham is delivering remarks, and it's just like, and I'm quite fond of all of you, and the good work that you're doing. Behind him, he sees some pyrotechnics. Thank you, Pyre. Prompt as always.
Got you.
got me. I'm gonna put this out, and taps his obviously fake hair, and sort of pats it out very gently. Afiria, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're doing.
Feria is a purple tiefling with big, giant black bat wings. She's also 10. Also, she's probably not sticking around for the boring talking part of the ceremony. Is the ceremony inside the tent or just outside the tent?
It's outside, and everyone from the circus knows that like this is kind of like a thing. So I'll tell you what, it's a bit. Every time the circus leaves town, everybody gathers together, and everyone knows that Afiria is going to make a break for it. So give me a stealth check, please.
Right, okay, perfect. Because her goal is really to just go back into the tent and go under the bleachers and all the way around and see if anything left anybody.
And I think you try a different weird disguise every time. There's a fake mustache that one time.
Perfect.
You dressed up as a tumbleweed. Just like,
I would absolutely assist in this with my pyrotechnics. I will assist.
Oh, as much as she's practiced this, she's still only got a 13.
yes. I think
She's not super stealthy.
I think at one point you're trying to leave and you're like, "Good day, madam," and you like tip a hat and you've got your horns and I'm even going to give this to Magnolia. As Magnolia's like, "Nope, you come this way," and just kind of like turns you around and sends you back out into the crowd. Speaking of Magnolia,
I put a cookie in your hand and push you back.
Distract.
It's really
you're one day you're like, "I'm going to kick that football." Magnolia, tell us a little bit about who you are.
Magnolia stands at 5'2". She's a little shorter. She is a satyr. She's an all-black satyr with horns that go this way as well as this way.
Okay.
She looks a little scary, but people know that she's not scary. She is mom. She is mom of the group of the circus. Anyone comes to her with like boo-boos or they need food or something, they always come to Magnolia. She is currently just walking the back of where everyone is, keeping an eye out, make sure no one's getting into trouble.
Afiria is not the only one. There are other individuals that try to kind of like sneak off. You see that there's a couple of teenagers that have just been kind of flirting with one another, and as the two of them start to move off, you stop both of them. Come back this way.
All right.
Perfect. Patches, tell us a little bit about who you are, pal.
So Patches is a 7.5 foot tall tortoiseshell furred bugbear. He is he helps with like the security of the circus. He's the one that kind of he's a big lovable teddy bear. He's the one they send in first to kind of calm everything down, but he can also hold his own if he needs to.
I love the fact that they're like, "We gotta de-escalate this. Send in the bear."
And either way, whether it's hugs or catching hands, either way, it's ending in these arms.
Catching these hugs.
You gonna be catching this love. And last but certainly not least, Connie, tell us a little bit about who you are and where you are during this.
So the circus bookkeeper is remarkably unremarkable looking. About as average looking, human looking as possible. He wears commoners' tunics and clothes, but they look like they're right off the rack. Connie is currently he is getting the money, all the earnings, and escorting them back to the money car where he's going to count all of it. His full name is Konstantin Robinoff. He goes by Connie, but I know sometimes people think that that's a female name, and it typically is. And there is a female name of Constance, which Connie is short for, but then Constance is actually the female version of Constantine. So Constantine is where Connie comes from. So it is an acceptable nickname for either one. Now, if you want to go into the deep history,
I'm going to go ahead and stop you right there. Thank you so much. I think that's a great.
Should we roll Constitution?
Connie is also, he's a scribe wizard, and he's also a Damphir, but he is not a blood-sucking Damphir. He is an energy vampire.
Yes, we have our very first energy vampire that we've added. A lot of firsts for this one. So all of you are enjoying this. And hi, Exploding Toads. Welcome to the Indigo Chameleon crew. You are all listening as Mr. Parnham gives his closing remarks and talks about how great of a job that everyone did, punctuated by various little bits of pyrotechnics and things of that sort. As another child or one of the younger members of the crew kind of sneaks past you, he coughs a little bit and sort of nods in a direction, sending Mom sort of scurrying over there, and as you wrangle cats. Right in the middle of his speech, however, he's sort of delivering it outward and everybody's facing him. His eyes go to the back and he loses step with what he's saying, and just sort of shakes his head and takes his glasses off and sort of wipes them on his shirt. As he does that, I think the natural instinct would be to turn around. Two gentlemen are standing in the back that do not look familiar to anyone here in the party. One of the gentlemen has a forest green hood that's pulled over his head that he's obviously using to disguise himself. He's got gloves on and things of that sort. Perched atop his shoulder is a pretty ferocious looking snow owl that's just sort of standing there. Next to him is an older gentleman with salt and pepper hair, looks to be in his 60s. He's standing with a walking staff with him, but is holding himself with a quiet confidence. He's wearing what appear to be very formal-looking white robes that have an insignia for an area that you all are not familiar with. The two of them are there, and you see as Parnham just kind of loses step for a second, he goes, well, as always, we will be leaving tonight. And I would encourage all of you to, with haste, listening to to the supervisors here, to prepare and gather all your things, because who knows what adventures await for us the next time that we set out. So, if you'll all excuse me for just a minute, in my quarters, please. And he directs it very pointedly to the two gentlemen in the back. The two gentlemen sort of nod and immediately begin to cut through all of you as Parnham begins to lead them towards. He's got a tent. He's got a wagon, I think, that he kind of sets up. It's not very big, but it's large enough to be able to have meetings and talk with people. As these two gentlemen are going to start walking through the crowd, making their way over towards where Parnham is. As in a bit of a flustered state, he begins to move away, and you see the rigging captains all just go, all right, everyone, you know your jobs. Begin to tear things down, gather your belongings. We ship out as soon as everything's packed. And immediately people begin to go to work.
Can I fall into step with Parnham before he disappears?
Absolutely. Yeah. So you want to fall into step. Is anybody else doing anything while these two are walking through the crowd immediately? Pyre.
Can I send Agni, my snake, to kind of hang out outside and listen?
Yeah, you're just going to send him around the area. He's going to hang outside the...
My fire serpent's name is Agni.
Yeah, absolutely. You send... you know what to do.
But I pretend like I'm like just having a great time and like distracting everyone, but Agni...
Sure. Yeah. I don't think it takes anything to send Agni, and people tend to move when there's a fire snake slithering through the woods and stuff.
Fair enough.
Can I go around a corner, around something, so that it looks like I'm going off to help with all the work, but then cast invisibility so that I can get out of doing the work and instead go towards the people in the trailer, because that looks more interesting?
Absolutely, you can.
Okay.
I think you would be like, these logs aren't going to move themselves, and you just Furia walks over to a corner and you cast invisibility.
Makes a small note that to get invisibility at some point.
Might be a good idea. Mini B, welcome. So yeah, you kind of move. Oh, hello. You move off. Anybody else doing anything while this kind of happens instantaneously?
I think being Patch's position in the circus, it wouldn't be too odd for him to kind of follow in step with Parnham.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Especially if he's acting nervous.
Yeah. Perception check before you go, please.
Sure. It's not terrible. Perception 15.
Yeah, the DC was not terrible. As you're walking, Parnham he's got his head down. You know that he's a pretty even-keeled guy, and his power set is strong. You would know this, and you would definitely know this. So the fact that he's nervous has you a little on edge. he gives this very almost imperceptible nod that a lot of these guys don't notice because they're kind of like, okay, what are we doing? We're doing our own thing.
Yeah.
Anybody paying attention to Parnum sees him go like this and sort of turn back the way that he came, but he makes direct eye contact with you as if to communicate, yo, like, did you see the other one?
Yeah. Okay.
So it's just he's not telling you to go, but it's just like somebody needs to know that there's somebody still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So only one of them went with Parnum?
No.
No. Oh, there's another one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You doing anything?
Connie's gonna kind of walk his way through the crowd, and as he is known to do, just kind of creep behind these guys quietly. He has his magic item is boots of elvenkind, so he can sneak up behind people and they won't know he's there.
Connie, you actually talked to a very famous tailor that is just trying to establish himself as a young man on the take, DePolo. And so DePolo has invented a brand new tunic that you are quite a fan of. So you are wearing your coveted DePolo shirt.
Very much.
And,
right off the rack.
Right off the rack. So are you following behind Parnum? You're just kind of walking around the crowd, or these two individuals that
I'm
are
gonna
walking?
follow behind them.
Okay.
Kind of creep behind these
Yeah,
guys?
give me a stealth check, pal.
Okay. Can I do it with advantage?
You can do it at advantage.
Doesn't really help.
Okay.
Well,
13.
At one point, you're kind of creeping behind them slowly, and many individuals have seen you do this before. These two don't notice you, but the snow owl's head does the 360 thing, where it kind of turns around and it just gives you a little like... And just kind of, it keeps watching you as the two go there, and you see the one kind of put a hand up. As he does, he kind of pets it, and you see green skin from about here to here, where the glove doesn't quite cover, and just gives a little scritch as the owl's like as it's kind of just following you with its eyes.
I'll redirect.
You redirect.
Kind of.
Okay then, thank you so much. Okay, Furia's is going invisible and sneaking up to Parnum's area.
Ironwood, if everyone's starting to pack up, at least the crew, Ironwood's just gonna start making like directions to everybody, like, get that torn down, and he's just gonna start slowly walking back to where he was, just so he cannot do anything, just like managing people working.
What is this? Give me a persuasion check.
it's a teakwood quarterback.
That is going to be a 14.
Okay. Yeah, I think most of them are just like, oh, okay, this is what he does now. One of the more angsty is you're like, move that box. He's like, shut up. And you're like,
Fair enough. That's all right. That's all right.
Very good. Very good.
In due time.
Snelf. That's a snake stealth check. Sorry. I put those two. Give me a stealth check for
Agni?
For Agni.
Okay.
Because
Let
I
me
imagine.
look up Agni's
Yeah, you're gonna have to look at.
stats.
And actually, I'm gonna have you make this stealth check at disadvantage. Your snake is made of fire. Like, there are so many good things. Like, if your snake is running through the gunpowder fields that are coming in like 10 episodes from now, yes, queen. But no, not right now. Stealth check at disadvantage. Stealth check at advantage.
Okay.
You're just following suit with Parnum.
I'm following suit.
You're following suit,
Stealth
kind of
stats.
behind.
Next to him.
Next to him, he goes, everything will be fine. I just, sometimes our past rears its head in unexpected ways, my dear.
Do you not want company?
I do, would love some company. I would prefer a bit of privacy just inside, my, domicile. But if you'd like to stay outside, you're welcome to. Another option might be to expedite our packing, just so that we can leave as soon as possible.
I know I usually bring you tea in about after this time. Will you come back in about 10 minutes with it?
That would be lovely. A good chamomile, maybe a little drop of something hard in it from the other tent. Yes, thank you. He's never drank alcohol in your presence ever before. As
That was a lie, so I can get it back in 10 minutes.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. He looks over at you and he goes, I need you to be aware of something that should something happen to me, that I would expect that you would watch after the rest of the circus mates, as if it were me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Patches.
Yes, absolutely. Like, yeah.
You are a good boy. Thank you.
Thank you.
And he puts a hand up to your face, to your cheek a little bit. You have to bend down because he's a gnome
absolutely.
and stuff like that. But he's just he's getting a little like sappy and emotional, which is uncommon as he kind of puts a hand up to your face.
Being that close, can I insight if this is more fear, or is this something he anticipated?
Insight check.
I'm rolling on DDB, so you can see them, but it was a nat 20.
Nat 20! Furious of the god kind. You accidentally scare Connie, which is for the first time in his life. You're just like, Connie! But you sneak right up to the door?
I mean, my goal is to overhear everything that they're talking about. So if there is a way to get through that door, I would.
This is where you tell me. I need you to hear. You're
Let's
going
do
inside.
it.
Cool.
Yes,
like you're gonna wait by
absolutely.
You're either going inside now before he gets there.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
With the nat 20, I'll say that you're like you time out the steps. You're counting butterfly wings and things of that sort. Like as they fly by. Like you time this out so that you kind of go in. It's a very small space. Bed, little kitchenette area, bathroom. Where are you positioning yourself?
Ooh, kitchenette, because just in case somebody uses the bathroom, I don't want to.
Right. Yeah. You kind of just.
That'd be awkward.
You're standing in this small like little trailer. Like okay. Cool.
Tiefling in a cupboard.
Stealth check for. Good roll.
Agni got a spicy 8.
So good. I think you all would see Agni at a certain point as you walk up. Like Agni's hiding underneath the trailer, being like, "Shh, don't tell me." Like a kid playing hide and seek and things of that sort. What was your insight check?
So it's a hard 20.
Hard 20. He's surprised.
You're surprised? Okay.
He's very much, and he's afraid. Okay. You walk him up to the door. He comes in. He actually, in deference, lets the two other gentlemen into the space first, and just sort of gives a nod to all of you. Agni is able to sort of crawl up, along and hear and things of that sort. I gotta do it. They walk into the space, and the two of them sort of look about. The gentleman takes his green hood off, and you see that his face is this same sort of green skin that you saw underneath. And he looks directly over to where Ophelia is, and goes and sort of whispers something to the gentleman outside, to the other gentleman standing there, and he nods his head. He turns and he goes, "Honestly, it's your call." He goes, "Don't make it my call. If you make it my call, I'm going to do something I don't want to do. So it might be better if you take care of it before I take care of it." And the older gentleman just sort of nods his head and walks over towards where you are, and goes, "Would you like to leave?"
I'm gonna reach down and pretend to pick up my elephant.
Yeah.
My little elephant figurine, and go, but I'm not gonna drop invisibility
Sure.
because just in case I need it later. Like I just found it. And then go running out the door.
He turns.
It'll probably open and close.
He turns
It's
and looks
fine.
back confused, and you hear a voice. Apparently, she had lost her elephant, and he goes, "Ah, yes. Well, that tends to happen sometimes." As you walk out, Parnham looks very confused, and then and looks over at them and says, "A little girl," and goes, "That's enough. I know who it is."
I'm gonna still stay near the window just in case I can hear something.
Sure. You're staying close by too.
Yeah, like.
I'll say this. The three of you give me perception checks.
Sure.
The ones that are staying close to the window. And if you're staying close and then going to get tea, I need a perception check
No,
from
I'm
you
doing
as well.
tea first, so
You're
I
getting
can
tea.
Are you counting
get back
Agni?
as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I'm counting this for you because I imagine you're going full like I see through Agni, and hear through Agni and things of that sort. So
Yeah.
a perception check from the three of you.
7.
7,
12.
12.
plus 4 head. So that's a 16.
16.
No, sorry. 15, 16, 19.
19.
Out of 40.
I don't do math.
All right.
While I'm walking, did I see him look off for the other person?
Mm.
Okay, so I'm keeping an eye out for a person I do not recognize.
Okay. You're kind of staring off in that direction. No, that was you he talked to. You don't see anybody in that
Sorry,
area?
It's an 18. I lied.
18.
17. Nope.
So
15 plus 2. I'm sorry.
We're going up, we're going down.
this is an emotional roller coaster.
I'm not playing a wizard this time. I'm not smart.
Okay. What you are able to, between all of you, sort of comparing notes and comparing conversations and things of that sort, you're able to discern a few things. The conversation from inside, you're able to pick up on a few key phrases. Why have you been running? And we're not here to hurt you. Seem to be the prevalent things. I was like, this has to stop, though. At one point, it's the older gentleman that goes, you can't do this anymore. This has to stop. And Parnham goes, I don't feel like you're in any sort of position to tell me about running from any given situation. And the softer voiced individual you have trouble hearing. He's just his voice is too small, and he goes, fine. I will give it up. I just have one more thing I need to do, and then I'm not even sure I can at this point, but I will certainly try. And the voice changes, and he goes, where are the others? And Parnham goes, I've been looking. I can't find them. And they sort of nod, and they continue to have a sort of quiet conversation beyond that, with a collective poopy perception checks that everybody made, with the exception of the fire snake that's burning a hole in the trailer. What's up? After a bit of time, you come back with the tea and things of that sort, and you give a soft knock on there. As you come in, the energy is weird. Parnam looks somewhat defeated. The other individual has taken his full hood off at this point and is leaning up against the way, and he's pulling little things off of his arm. It looks like little bits of plant off of his arm that he's tossing in the air, and the bird flies over and eats the little plant bit that he tosses off.
Would I have seen the fire snake while walking up?
Yeah, probably.
I'm gonna pick her up and have her wrapped around me as I walk in, so you can see inside.
Okay. Yeah, I'm into this. Yeah. I'm gonna say that you would have the wherewithal to have a fireproof shawl, and everybody gets one, Peter. You can.
I'll allow it.
You drape the
I
snake
made
on,
the shawl specifically to hold the fire snake if needed.
and you're like, here we go.
I
And
will
you,
say Agni Prayer looks over at me, and I'm just like,
yeah.
cool. That's right.
But as you come into the space, Parnam looks at you and just sort of nods his head as if to say, "I'm fine. It's fine."
Okay. I have a
To
plate
tell
here.
Patches not to break down the door. Like,
There's 3 teacups, 3 shots of whiskey, and there's a little bowl that has a small dead mouse in it for this owl.
yeah, the owl immediately swoops down. The older gentleman goes, "I don't drink, but thank you."
Not even tea?
Oh,
It's separate.
oh, that's yes, and we'll reach over for the tea and things of that sort. And then the other individual, who is very clearly Fey, he's part of the Sylvan race, looks over at you and goes, "I can drink, and I will," and takes the 2 shots of whiskey that belonging to there, and pours one in the tea and then pounds one back as Parnam goes.
Faye, respect Faye.
As Parnam holds up his shot of whiskey, and he goes, "It was nice while it lasted. We all deserve a little vacation every now and then." And takes the shot of whiskey and puts it down.
Are you going somewhere?
The 2 gentlemen look at each other and look at Parnam, and Parnam goes, "Are we close to being packed?"
Very close, I believe.
"Oh,
In the
excellent.
next hour.
Would the 2 of you like another drink? Maybe something from my special stash? I save it for special occasions." The 2 of them sort of look at each other, and The older gentleman says, "Is it alcoholic?" And he goes, "No, not for you. I know." And reaches down to his dresser, and I think you would see this from outside. Everybody outside the tent, I need Arcana checks.
Yes, my strength.
Everybody that's watching this scene take place, that even if you happen to be walking by and passing or something along those lines, need Arcana checks. We're looking for a DC of 15.
Nope.
Because I'm watching through Agni, does that have any kind of effect?
No, it's your Arcana.
Okay.
DC 15.
The great news is nat 20. The bad news is the 19.
90. You still make it.
6.
6.
Nope.
Spicy 9!
Spicy 9. You notice that the 2 flasks that he pulls out from the bottom drawer of this little kitchen cabinet have arcane runes on them. So he's about to pull a rope-a-dope on these 2 gentlemen. As he goes, "Would you like a little sip from my secret stash?" and takes out 2 identical-looking iron flasks. And just sort of passes one to each of them. They look at each other, they kind of smile, and then he takes out a third one and he goes, to Grim, wherever he may be. And they all sort of nod their heads, they clink, they take the shot, and the 2 of them disappear. The 2 of them are sucked into their identical flask. At the side, he walks over, catches them in midair. They start to shake a little bit, and he goes, we should go.
We should go.
Yeah,
and I leave and I start to get people in the caravan.
He takes them and just sort of puts them in this little bag and swings it around his head and chucks it into the woods as fast as he can.
I open the door. We're leaving. Let's go.
All right. Everyone, we must leave post haste. It is a situation where people want their money back. The circus begins to the circus begins to go into a tizzy. You know what I mean? As people wanting their money back, as this bag is just sort of chucked into the woods as far as they possibly can go.
I have only finished 1 count, and I'm supposed to do 3 counts of the money. And now
Connie,
yes?
Connie, 1 count will do for today.
We trust you.
You can always count on the Zeppelin.
True.
Yes. All right.
Of course, sir.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Everyone, post haste. In fact, where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Haste. And is able and just starts casting spells as quickly as he can to expedite the procedure. Kind of constantly looking off into the woods and things of that sort. And the circus is packed up, starting to
Magnolia's eyes do
roll up.
not leave the woods.
Okay.
She's like,
Oh no.
Couple more minutes.
Oh no. A fairy is still invisible, and he just threw a bag
Yeah.
into the woods.
Yeah.
How far did it go?
I mean, halfway into the woods.
I know.
Because-
They can only throw so
Into
far.
the woods.
Yeah.
Agni's probably going after that bag.
The 2 of you can go after them. Absolutely. Agni
Oh,
starts
this
to
is a
slither.
terrible idea. I shouldn't do this. But
the
she...
snake that's
you
off my shoulders
Okay.
gets off my shoulders and
Oh,
goes to the
absolutely.
woods.
Sure does.
All right. Well, especially if the snake is going towards the woods, then the fairy is going towards the
And
woods
if you
too.
try to resist it, you're going to have to make a saving throw.
I'm not resisting. I look at you and we have to leave.
The Zeppelin is being packed up. Okay, people are just getting things put in there, and this is the focus and things of that sort. Insight check from the 2 of you, please.
Insight? This is for Ag.
So I was. So
It's okay.
who saw it
It's
happen?
an 8.
Who
I
saw
think
it
we all
happen?
saw
1, 2, 3, 4 saw exactly what happened. These
We
2
were in
guys.
the room when it happened.
No, you were outside.
Right.
It's a small
We
space,
saw it.
but you saw it.
You wanted to be in the room when it happened.
Yeah.
I'm watching for footprints of invisible children for a reason.
I'm flying.
You wouldn't see invisible.
Because I've been looking through the window, and the only way she'd be able to look through the window is if she
That's
was
fair.
flying while invisible.
Insight check.
4.
4.
8.
Everything's great. Everybody's packing up the Zeppelin. Everybody's working together to get everything packed up and things of that sort. It's a bit of a frantic pace as invisible Affy kind of flies over, a fire snake, grass over towards the bag. The bag is just kind of laying. I want to. He's not a very good throw. I'm gonna say it's just 60 feet away, just kind of laying on the ground.
If I pick it up, does it become invisible? No. Because it would have had to be on me when I turned into
I'm gonna say it has to be
this.
on you.
On me when I
Zing
turned
gets
into
Yeah.
first.
Because then
Yeah.
rogues.
What's your
man.
speed?
Jeez.
My speed is 30 feet.
Mine's 32. But I have fiery teleportation.
Does he use it?
I also have haste.
Or she?
I think
I have.
I don't know
Patience.
if Pyre would know that you're there. So
No,
I think
Pyre would definitely not know.
I think they would use Agni to use fiery teleportation. So
Agni just kind of teleports over towards where the bag is, the little fire snake, and you're surrounding the bag. I'm gonna make some attack rolls.
That's great.
Agni gets close to the bag. A 28 to hit.
Ouch.
Yeah. Arrow flies out of the woods and hits that fire snake. As you hear, they are gonna kill me. As this shape comes running out of the woods, just kind of like huffing and panting. They're wearing camouflage as if they were just kind of hiding in the woods and things of that sort. You see this individual just kind of like breathing hard. Humanoid in feature, but a way more hairy, long white ears at the top of their head, just kind of like flipped back over their head and things of that sort. As he hops over towards where the bag is and kind of like and kills. No, it's just an arrow. Let's see how much damage. It's only 6 points of damage.
yeah, Agni's still alive, and you see kind of an explosion.
Yeah.
Off in the distance with a fire genasi who has haste, who has just felt her.
Okay, hang on. When I was pointing out haste,
You
those were
pointed
the
at me?
people actually working. Hang on.
Pointed at me.
I did, but it was the royal we.
You cannot retcon that.
I can if Pyre is not actively working during when Parnum is doing this, and if she's looking through the familiar, she's just kind of standing there being like, listening to Lady from Ipanema, like on her headphones, like, but Pyre.
Well, now she's making her way over there at 30.
Yeah, running over.
She's
So
back.
that is. You would witness this whole
Yes,
thing.
and Epherian knows that Agni is a familiar and
Yes.
and is not going to die, is just going to disappear.
No.
So, because that snake is probably one of the more interesting things at the circus to her.
Yes.
So she's going to back off when she sees those arrows and watch, but she's not going to get any closer.
Okay. An individual comes running up after the snake is sort of hit by the arrow and just goes, oh my god, what do I do? Help? No, that's dumb. What am I have... There's nothing here, and just starts having a conversation with the air while looking down at the bag and things
And
of that
Agni
sort.
casts Flame Seed.
Okay, let's go ahead and roll initiative, kids, as a fight is about to break out.
Can I roll for mom sense?
Give me a mom sense probability dice. This is going to be high. You need a 75 or above to realize that there's a situation going on.
Oh, I'll roll for
That's
myself.
a 26.
26.
17.
I'm more worried about packing everything up.
Yep.
I get worried when I do a head count.
Yep. Everybody's packing stuff up and getting things ready to go. Let's do initiative. Oh, okay. Yep. Individuals over there kind of having a conversation with themselves. 20 to 25.
23.
Affy. 20 to 15.
18.
18.
17 for Agni.
17 as well.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
Who are my 18s?
Patches, but
Patches goes, followed by Ironwood, who has no idea this is going on. 17s.
We're working.
17 for Agni.
What is your dexterity mod?
Oh, are all three of you
For Agni is
17s?
+2.
Does Agni get his own initiative?
Yes.
I mean, I'm not there, so.
Unless you don't want it, but they get their own.
No, that's fine. What's your dexterity bonus?
My dexterity bonus is a +2.
+2.
+2.
+2. Who wants to go first?
You can go first.
Aw. Connie, you kind of hear this commotion going over there at Magnolia. Okay, 20 to 15, 15 to 10,
14 for Pyre.
14 for Pyre, and 10 to 5. I think that's everybody. Affy, Patches, Ironwood, Agni. Okay, cool. So the first individual to go is Affy. Ophelia, you head over to the scene. You see this. Tell me about Flame Seed.
Flame Seed is a ranged weapon attack. It's a d6 plus PB fire damage. What's PB?
PB fire damage.
PB fire damage.
Player proficiency bonus.
Okay, so it's a d6 plus proficiency.
Yeah, go ahead and roll it. Is it a 2-hit?
It's a ranged weapon attack.
Yeah,
so
give me
my
a-
spell modifier.
Give me a
So-
2-hit. Yeah, give me a d20. Roll that attack. Oof.
They're injured.
The little seed
Jail.
flows over and just doesn't hit. So Affy, it is definitely your turn. Little fire seed missed the mark on this one. As this individual, you see this little fire seed come out as this individual shoots an arrow. Boom! It hits Agni at the side.
I don't want to lose my invisibility, so can I hold an action? I'd like to hold Mage Armor for if anyone tries to... if anyone tries to attack me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's that individual's turn. They are going to reach down. They are going to scoop up this bag and under their arm and just start looking around. They're going to look at the circus, and then they're just going to sort of pull out one of the flasks and be like, "Sir, I'm really sorry. I didn't... Hello?"
Attack of opportunity?
From the
For Agni?
snake?
He's right there.
He hasn't left the field of damage. Like, Agni took an attack. Agni's by the bag. Even if he picks up the bag, he's still in that same field and stuff like that. So Agni's just kind of looking up, and I'm like, dude, come on. But he just kind of picks up the bag and starts talking to the flask. Patches.
Patches was working. With all the commotion going on, and he's gonna make his way over there. Okay. How far away are they?
I'll say at this point, my bugbear senses have constantly. you kind of turn and look, and you see that there's you see Agni do a little like fire seed at this individual that looks very confused and is talking to a flask. You don't recognize, but it's the bag that Parnham threw. I want to say he's like 60 feet away.
Cool. So bonus action, burn a key point, step of the wind.
Yeah.
That'll get me there.
The kid's eyes just go wide as the bear just like, you know. Like,
and I want. So I have 80 feet of movement speed now.
Yeah.
I want to beat him, take the bag, keep going.
This will be contested athletics checks.
Sure.
Okay.
Release the good.
Okay.
I have advantage on athletics. Oh, not for when it's doing something. 12?
That is a failure. You kind of like, oh, I'm old. Like as you try to go grab like the bag, like the kid holds onto it with a pretty steady grip, and you see his feet just kind of go, like plant into the ground a little bit, and you stop as you kind of pull the bag, but you're not able to wrestle it from his grasp.
Yes, hey buddy, you're gonna have to drop that.
Hey.
I mean, you see that fire snake? It's gonna get a lot worse than that.
You can have the bag. I would just really like the flask. My two friends are in there.
I know, but they were being mean to my boss, so.
Okay. You know what? That's fair. I just feel like, and he draws a sword.
You have to do this.
Ironwood.
I'm gonna
keep packing. Give me a perception check to notice this, dude. You were in the thick of it.
I was like, listen, guys.
There's a fight going on. You're like, sunshine, lollipop.
Perception?
Yeah.
18.
18. I'll see that you notice Patches trying to take a bag from a little kid, and the kid manages to hold on to it, and you're like,
did I see him draw a sword?
There's only one thing worse than Patches, a child. And the kid draws a sword. It's a gnarly looking snicker snack of a sword.
Ah, bloody hell. And he's just going to try to, he's going to get there as close as he can. He's got 30 feet of movement speed.
It's like, I can deal with a bear and a tree. What?
A fucking kid and a sword.
The kid draws a second sword.
Well, he drops the bag. It's a second sword.
It's a flask. It's an iron flask.
Yes.
We need to be very specific about
It is
that.
an iron.
It's going to take your movement and your action to go all the way over there towards where he is. It's Agni's turn.
It's Agni's turn?
Because
Pyre's turn.
No,
Yep.
I think
After
Pyre's near
Ironwood,
the.
Agni, and then Connie, Magnolia.
Pyre's at the bottom.
Oh,
Yep.
I guess Agni's gonna try to. Agni will try to shoot a little fire seed.
Okay, it's going to be a disadvantage because Agni is doing a ranged attack and he is super up on him. And Agni's just like, I heard you was talking shit.
Agni knows Mama's coming, and that's worse than anything he could do. So.
Do it.
Okay, that's a 17 plus 2, so a 19.
A 19, yeah. At disadvantage?
Oh, shit.
Oh my god, Agni is so pretty.
Okay, well, that's 13.
That's 13. 13's not gonna hit as that little fire seed glances off the armor and stuff like that, and then the tree and the bear and the fighter all look down at the little fire snake.
It's so sad. It's so like. I want that to like inspire you of how like pathetic Agni looks right now.
Connie, perception check, big guy.
Okay.
I'll say perception or investigation.
I'm better at investigation.
Yeah, man.
Nat 20. So
Connie, you're kind of you're like, I can't believe I have to count on the ship. Like this is I've only done one count, and your head darts over to see this scene that's unfolding with these two big guys and a little ding from that fire snake and the kid holding the bag and stuff like that. You notice this situation happening. That's not too far away from you. With a nat 20 on your investigation, your eyes, for just one reason or another, dart over to Parnum. And Parnum's continuing the process of like packing everything up and things of that sort. But Parnum is reaching for a box, and his hand starts shaking. And he immediately takes a hand and just kind of like steadies himself and just kind of like takes a deep breath as his hand is hurting, or there's something wrong or something along those lines, as he just kind of and gets control over it and continues to pack while this situation is going on.
Mr. Parnum, is there anything that I could do to help? Because it looks like you're maybe not doing well. But then I don't know. Didn't you throw that stuff in the woods? Why are they going after it? It doesn't make much sense over there. I'm not sure.
You say that, and Parnum darts his eyes over and sees the scene, and he goes, "Heck!"
I immediately cast sleep on the child.
Okay. Absolutely. Roll the sleep damage. Oh my god, I wish I had this spell in real life.
Oh, I think it's 3d6.
It's a 5d or something, right? 5d8, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. 5d8. Okay.
Ooh.
Some good rolls. 29.
Oh no.
How many hit points does your snake have?
Yep.
How many hit points does your snake have?
About like 7 left.
Okay. Snake falls asleep first.
Yep.
Because it goes after the creature with the least amount of hit points. It's like a
20
area
feet of
effect
point
thing.
you choose.
And your snake's like, boo, boo. And just kind of like leans over to the side and just goes nappy now and dreams of.
It's nap time now.
You just see the fire get a little bit brighter in the distance.
You did what to my snake? That was me. It affects, but you gain insight into the fact that whoever this kid is, he's like an affy kid. But as you're doing this, Parnum comes over to you and makes very steady eye contact with you, and he goes, we have shared quite a bit together, you and I, and had many sort of adventures and things of that sort. And I want you to understand as well that as I entrusted the circus to Patches, I entrust something of much more value to you, which is your soul, Connie. You are not what you are on the outside. You are much stronger and more powerful than you could ever possibly imagine, and don't let anyone take that away from you. Do you understand me? You have made great strides for yourself, and no matter what may happen to me or anyone else, I have never been more proud to call you my son.
You're freaking me out, Mr. Parnum. What are you talking about, man?
Load the ship. And individuals continue to kind of rush past as he continues to use Mage Hand and anything he can to sort of load the ship with as much as he can. Magnolia.
Am I seeing this?
You're seeing, yeah. You're seeing. You were up in the thick of it, so you would have seen like the into the thick of it. You would see Sleepy Time Snake Boy. You would see Angry Tree and Angry Bear, and Kid with 2 swords.
Cool. Angry mom.
Yeah.
And over there, and I'm catching vicious mockery on the guy, but my voice is toward the other one else.
Oh, nobody likes that subliminal vicious mockery. What is the save on vicious mockery?
It's a wisdom saving 13.
He makes the save.
Okay.
But what do you say to him?
It's angry at him, but everyone's like, well, I told you to get on the ship. We need to get on the ship right now. Go!
With her saying that, you see that they are almost done. As the kid's just kind of holding the bag and things of that sort, like they are almost like they've been doing all this.
It's napping.
Snake's like, Pyre, you managed to get to the scene just as all this is happening.
So you mentioned that when Agni went to shoot his fire seed, that it bounced off of his metal armor.
Yeah.
She cast heat metal on the armor.
Okay.
Blind rage.
Yeah, blind rage. You see as Pyre comes over and just sort of ignites a little bit, the fire sort of igniting a little bit as the metal on this kid's like the front of his chest like begins to heat up. He and immediately lets go of the bag and it thinks that there's fire on it and starts to try to like pat out the metal and things of that sort. That's your action. You doing anything with your bonus action?
Well, they need to roll to see if they can let go of their armor, and it's 2d8. Okay, so that's 2d8.
So roll damage on this one.
So that's 9 points of fire damage.
Okay. 9 points of fire. As the metal, it starts to heat up.
And she picks up the flask.
Okay.
And Agni. And the look on her face.
You can pick up the bags if you want to, like the bag that has both the flask as he, as you kind of come over and as you're going to pick up Agni, you know.
They pass the thing.
Yeah.
And y'all probably notice a look that is not good on her face, like she's enjoying seeing him.
We go back to the top of the initiative order, which is Etheria.
Blind rage.
Okay, she's got the bag, and they're making final announcements on the ship, right?
You see people are going into this as Parnum is just going, it's time to go, and sees you all off in the distance and just gives a little like, oh, all right, like, no more time for this.
Well, I mean, the adults seem to have things under control, so I'm going to fly towards the ship.
Okay. Afy's like, cool, peace. Like, are you still invisible?
Yes!
No one knows where Affy is.
Nope.
Affy, you start to fly to the ship. I will say that you make it over to the ship. You are not getting left behind,
right.
Which is the insight check that you two whiffed earlier, that this ship is leaving with or without you, okay? It is the individual's turn. What is this kid gonna do?
With disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
He does have that, but luckily this kid is made of some sturdy stuff. This kid still has his sword out. He is going to make an attack against Pyre, but it's aimed at Pyre's hand. Is anybody doing anything with their reaction, or can do anything with their reaction as he makes this attack roll?
I'm up on this person, right?
You all up on this person.
Then I want to hit him with. If he's gonna make an attack, then I'm gonna make an attack on him. Then
how?
If he's gonna go like reach out.
No, Bubba. Do you have like a feat that allows you to do this with your reaction or anything like this? Because it's his turn. Like
I got
that's all I'm asking. I'm just letting you guys know.
I'm just watching now.
That's it.
Okay.
It says opportunity attack for my reaction, but that's not safe.
Strength saving throw, please.
Do I have any kind of opportunity attack?
No, this is just a straight up, because you all up on him, right? Like you cast heat metal on him
From like a distance.
from a distance.
Yeah, 'cause I
then
was
you would
running
have
towards
0 opportunity attack. On
Okay.
those. Actually, no. If you're how far away are you?
60 feet. Or my spell range is 60 feet. I'm assuming it's from 30 feet away because my range is 30. You, all three of you can take attacks of opportunity. As this kid bolts, this kid breaks across the field, hopping, leaping, doing everything he can to cut the distance to where. How did you get the bag? I guess I ran. Well, I can be right there if you want, because like I ran up on it.
I just want to know how you got. Yeah, you have to be up on him.
Okay,
Forget about that to grab the bag.
Yeah, I'll be right
16 to hit.
That hits.
Strength.
Do I have any kind of opportunity?
Strength saving throw.
Okay. That is an 11.
He takes the flat part of his blade and basically goes and he looks like he's going to stab her. You guys tense up. He takes the flat part of the blade and smacks her on the forearm, and screaming out because his armor's on fire.
Oh yeah, he would take another.
When he smacks her on the forearm with this, instinctively Pyre's hands just kind of like open like this, and she drops the bag. And he, chest still on fire, doesn't know what to do. Can't grab the bag.
He has a disadvantage on attack rolls.
I understand that. He rolled with it. He rolled with disadvantage.
Oh.
He just falls flat on his face. Like he falls on the bag. Like I have no other recourse here. Head first, chest covering the bag as he falls straight down, making himself prone, not knowing what to do in this situation. So that is his first attack. He's going to use all of his moves to just sort of do that. As he just kind of falls face down.
He's jumped on the grenade.
He jumped on the grenade. I don't know what to do here. This kid is out of his depth, like and stuff like that. That is his turn. Patches.
The ship's guys. We gotta go, guys. Like
You probably have like this maybe the next one if you don't.
I mean, you know, he's gonna reach down, and touch the kid, and I'm gonna give him a couple HP because he's obviously doing something he wants for a reason.
Are you touching his armor?
Yeah.
That's fair. I'll take.
I mean, you can touch his forehead or his head or something. It's like, you feel hot because you're on fire.
I'll burn a key point because he's obviously doing something. We gotta go, guys. Upon him's leaving now. We gotta go.
You hear a muffled, I'm not even supposed to be here today, like from the ground. As the kid's like talking. And
obviously, Parnham wasn't concerned about it because he threw it into the woods. He was probably concerned, or he probably knew someone would find him eventually. And then that he turns on books.
Okay, you using your movement speed, you just leave. The kid doesn't do anything. He just lays on the ground.
He gets like
Ironwood.
Same. Everyone's starting to leave. Yes. Here I come.
Agni is sleepy boy.
Agni is sleepy boy.
Agni is sleepy boy. You're holding on to Agni. Connie.
Mr. Parnham, sir, I just wanted some clarification. You said you're gonna leave the circus to Patches, but then you're gonna leave something more valuable to me. But then I don't know where are you going? Are you going somewhere?
No. Just in the off chance that I do have to go somewhere. But later now, and just sort of screams out at this group that's still there and stuff like. And he's like, no. Just on the off chance, I do have a record of things that I've left behind to individuals. It's in my quarters. It's in a small box. The code for it is 3.147296, and just starts listing off numbers.
I remember every single one.
You do remember every single one as he lists them off, and you're like, oh, that's funny. That's almost pi. Like as he's just listing off numbers as you walk onto the ship. Magnolia. Bye. Pyre.
Pyre reignites heat metal.
Yep, do it.
Oh my god.
Roll the 2d10.
Pyre is so mad. 2d8. 7, 8, 9, 10. 12.
12. Okay. You're going to be hard pressed to not, because you use your action to keep it going.
It's a bonus action to keep it going.
To keep it going. Okay. All right.
So
The kid's just like, but he's just like still face down, like holding on to this, like not wanting to give up the bag.
Well, she's gonna, I guess she's gonna go for the bag because that was that was her initial get bag.
Okay.
But like
athletics
now
check at disadvantage because the kid is laying on top of it.
He's on fire though. He's like
no,
burning.
his armor is super hot. He's not on fire. If he was on fire, this would be a different conversation. His armor is super heated, and he's laying on top of it.
You said athletics.
Athletics at.
You get a -1. So my athletics checks was 10.
What's up, umpire? Still a piece of garbage. As you try to take the bag, the kid's screaming, but you're not able to.
This is not gonna go well for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, you staying there?
Oh yeah.
Okay. The ship is taken off.
That's fine.
At some point, I'm flying by Magnolia because she's on the ship, just to be like, "Hey, it's Etheria. I'm here. I'm just invisible because I'm not dropping invisibility yet."
I reach into my purse, I pull out a cookie, and I hold it in the air.
I grab the cookie.
There she is. Okay.
You're just watching invisible.
And I watch an invisible cookie, and that's how I track it.
It's just detect visibility. Cookie. I mean,
everyone boards the ship. Parnum begins to cycle through it. I think his eyes sort of dart out, sort of surveying the grounds real quick, and just kind of eyes stop as he sees Pyre standing over the kid with hands outstretched and stuff like that.
We all told her to come.
And you get a voice in your head being like, "You have much work to do. Are you able to do it by yourself? Yes or no?"
Okay, so here's the thing. She's kind of in a blind rage right now.
I understand.
But did someone take Agni, or is he still there?
Agni is still with you.
Okay, well then.
And this is me as the DM. This is me as the DM. Is like, this is great. I love Pyre, and we're gonna have so much fun rolling a brand new character that actually got on the ship. It's gonna be so much fun to roll that brand new character.
I know, but no one helped her. No one got her to leave.
I
this is great.
yelled at her to get off the ship.
No. This was thank you, No Face Manifesto. We love those biddies. No.
Did Magnolia make an effort to get her on?
She yelled at everyone. They have to leave.
This is Parnum making an effort to try to break through to Pyre, being like, "Hey, listen, this is."
If it's Parnum, then she will use a bonus action to heat metal one more time just to be petty, and then she will get on.
That was 1,000 bits, wasn't it?
That was 1,000 bits.
You know what that is, right? Okay. You want to know? That's a summon Strahd. No! We're not even
yet. There yet.
So
great. Even
does this solve the Pyre?
Thanks, Curtis.
I thought summon Strahd was 10,000 bits.
Oh wait, maybe it is. Hang on a minute.
We made that.
Hang on a minute. Wait, I have to read. Hang on.
No, summon Strahd is 1,000 biddies.
It's 10,000 channel points.
Mother flesher. Okay.
Chris, I don't like playing trees anyway.
Great.
Man, it'd be really weird if a vampire just showed up.
You go to ignite that spell, and
Thanks, Byron.
you go to ignite that spell, and two things happen. One, the spell is immediately lifted off the kid as heat metal is dispersed. And Parnum, you hear another voice in your head that says, "There is a time for fire and a time for change. You are getting to an age and getting to a point in your life where the time for change will be most pressing. There are things that you have to do to bring power back to your people, and you will miss it. Now get on the damn shit."
She's gone.
Before he says that, there is a crack of thunder as the sky immediately turns dark. Parnum, the ship begins to go up as you hear a resounding voice that echoes in the minds of everybody there. That seems to collect with the thunder as the ship begins to come off. You hear a "Found you."
I'm not scared.
Parnum looks up at the roof of the ship. The Zeppelin is starting to move. It's starting to fly through the sky, and Parnum just looks up and looks over at the group, and he goes, "I wish I had more." The roof is immediately split open. As a figure is on top of it that is just pulling apart the metal with their bare hands, ripping it open as the ship itself is starting to come apart at the top. An individual boom, drops onto the deck of the ship, wearing an immaculate sort of blackened suit that goes all the way down to their feet, white shirt that seems to sort of puff out a little bit at the top, raven black hair that seems to change as the light hits it colors. First it goes blonde, and then it goes like a brown, and then it goes back to the black as the features of this individual begin to sort of change and twist, almost as if you're looking at this painting that the artist is constantly drawing over and flipping over. The ship at this point, Parnum has sent this thing hurtling through the planar verse. It is moving as this figure stands in the space and looks about, his eyes sort of burrowing into each and every one of you, staring at each of you, and then back to Parnum. This? Anywhere. You could have gone anywhere. You could have found anyone. And this? Abominations. Those hiding. Children. Idiots. Shrubbery.
His branches just kind of go.
Countless heroes and individuals, clerics dying in your name, and you chose this. I will let you pick which one dies first. And Parnum is just sort of like stepping backwards, his head sort of backing up against the wall. Like his back is to the wall as this individual. You look up above and the night sky is just zooming past. You've never flown this thing where the roof was wide open before. There are magics in play here, and you see these crackles of purples and blues and things of that sort that just sort of crackle and move along the ship. Some of them coming inside. One of them hits Strahd in the side of his face and burns it down to the core, to the skeletal form. And as he turns back, you see the flesh is already reknitting itself as he just stands there and he goes, I'm not kidding, Parnum. Choose. You played your game.
Patches will go in between the stranger and Parnum.
Metal. Heart. Strength. About time. Go on, lad. You're going to stand in front of me. Hit me!
Sorry, sir. I don't think you're supposed to be here.
32 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. Strahd goes, you had the opportunity. Smack! Backhand. I need a strength saving throw, please, from Moswald.
Sure.
Bourbon High, thank you for the biddies.
200 bits. Thank you, Strahd.
100 bits.
19 plus 4, 23.
23. Okay.
Strength save.
Strength save. You are hit by a bus.
Yeah.
A small bus smacks you in the face, and you're like, Mama, no. As that bus smacks you in the face, you manage to stay on your feet, and Strahd gives an appreciative look. You do take 23 points of bludgeoning damage.
Which is 2 more than I have.
Oh.
Okay. As immediately, Patches falls unconscious. Manages to stay to his feet and manages to stay, but his brain rocks, and you all watch as Patches hits the ground, and he just looks down. Strahd looks down disdainfully, and just sort of uses his foot to kick Patches in the side. You guys hear something snap. As Patches slides across the deck, hits the wall, and you lose another two more death saving throws.
Woo!
As Patches slides up against the wall.
Ooh, I am at his side and healing word immediately.
Sun's getting real low, big guy.
Good. Take 4 points of healing so
Oh,
you're at
thank
least
God.
alive. Thank you.
Go ahead, Pawn. Which one? You were never one to make decisions. I'm giving you an opportunity. Which one? The bear's down. Which one? And Parnum just is looking at individuals in the circus, trying to figure out what he's going to do here. He's a man without answers here, as the ship is just colliding.
I might. We get it, all right? We ain't supposed to be here, and you're surely not supposed to be here. But you're a lot more terrifying than we are. And you could take us out a lot
While
faster
he's
than we can.
looking at him, can I walk over to Parnum?
Come on, mate.
I'm gonna cast invisibility on Parnum.
Okay. You and Parnum go invisible, and Strahd maintains eye contact with you, and he goes, the voice of reason. You are not supposed to be here. You don't belong here. Let's take you someplace more fitting. Shall we? Bring it down. The top of the zephyr begins to fold outward as individuals begin to look up in abject fear and terror as Parnum looks down at all of you, and he goes, feel it, death this close to you. You will never, ever experience this again. Your last moments on this plane of existence. And people just start screaming as the top of the Zeppelin is ripped apart, and you see countless individuals atop this thing. Individuals wearing different styles of clothing on top of it, using their hands to collectively just start ripping the Zeppelin apart as he gets down on his knees so he can be at eye level with you.
You got me up, yeah?
Yes, so you're up.
So I'm up. This is gonna go really great, really bad. Can I use my racial surprise attack?
Sure.
Yeah, he wanted me to punch him. He got us in, so...
All right. He's looking at Furia.
Well, Furia's still technically invisible. Can he see her?
Yes, absolutely.
Damn,
he can.
Yeah, that's crazy how strong he is.
Well, I figured, just making sure.
Yeah. As you creep over towards where he is,
Wow.
It's more just like he's on the front. He gets it from her. Just a little thumbs up and just kind of like the bum rush.
the bum rush?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me an attack roll.
Sure, we'll give it a swing. No pun intended.
Hey.
You got this.
Tree! Maybe. We'll see. Probably not. 15?
It slams into him with the full weight of your power behind it, and it hits him in the back of the head as if you were a small breeze. And you slam into him, and he just kind of stops, and he turns back around, and he goes, "You! Good for you!"
You know, I'm one of those kind of people that makes a mistake not once, but twice to make sure I did it right.
Another strength saving throw.
Sure.
Magnolia is grabbing children and protecting them.
That's not as good. That is 11.
Patches is picked up and thrown out the hull. Patches, you are alive for a few seconds before the energy surrounding the Zeppelin, and that is just enough as if the air brakes have been kicked on, and Patches is thrown out of this thing. You see him hit with that same sort of lightning that's kind of traveling along the hull of the ship, and the minute he hits it, something in the magic holding the ship together breaks, and the ship stops moving. It's not doing that like fast lightning thing as Patches just ignites into flame in front of you, little bits of ash falling to the ground as all of a sudden the ship is in a downward spiral. Whoa. Patches dies horribly.
Crazy.
Heroes, welcome to your first skill check challenge. The ship is coming down.
Patches!
The job is to help individuals to safety. The ship is coming down hard, okay? You guys have been prepared for if the ship were to ever be brought down before, but this is rough. There's a lot of people on board this, okay? So what I need is whatever you're doing to help mitigate the damage you're going to take, or to help the individuals aboard this ship. Use magic. Use supplies that the ship may have that a circus would have, but you are in a free fall descent towards an area that you are not familiar with.
Are we falling forward, or are we falling where it's going down at an angle?
You're falling at an angle. So all of a sudden, you imagine you're in hyperdrive,
right,
or the magical equivalent. They threw Patches out. Patches hit the ship and broke whatever spell was causing the ship to go as fast as it was. And now all you see above you is blackened sky, and all of a sudden that feeling of whatever momentum we had has now stopped, and the ship is starting to come down.
So the nose is going down.
Nose coming down. Okay, right now it's at an area where you can kind of have your footing, but the more and more we go, I need 10 successes from the group. Okay? That's 2 successes each. You can use skill checks. You may use a spell for one of your actions, but once you use a spell, it has to be a skill check for the next one. Once a skill check is used, no one else may use that skill check. Okay? Patches is excluded from this.
That's fine.
Patches has been turned into a cow. Patches can go on.
I mean.
Okay.
He did what he wanted to do.
Heroes, what are we doing?
I'm gonna use persuasion.
Okay.
To get people who are freaking out and scared to calm them down and get them to the back of the ship where the pack will hit.
Mambo kicks in hard. Give me a persuasion check as you are immediately trying to talk people down and stuff
17,
like that.
I can't roll lower than
That is a success. You manage to kind of talk people down, and even though they're freaking out, you're gathering them towards the back of the ship. Who's up next?
Connie's going to use his knowledge of the arcane to see if he can figure out anything that he can do mechanically with the ship or magically with the ship to
Arcana
to slow the fall or
Arcana check, Connie.
It's a 17.
17. You, for fun, you sometimes read schematics. When you're looking for to add a little excitement into your life, because sometimes numbers aren't enough, but it's a secret passion that you don't tell many people about. You've studied the schematics of the ship and things of that sort. You realize that if a few people were to concentrate mending, and you know a few of the people that take care of the ship, so you kind of gather them about, without feeding on them, you manage to get them over and have them cast mending, and Strahd is just sort of standing there observing the situation. He's just kind of watching with this almost like a bemused look on his face, almost as if you're watching like children play in the yard and things of that sort. He's just sort of smiling and sort of watching all of this happen as you gather individuals and they start trying to cast mending to close up as much of the ship to slow the descent as possible. That's 2 successes. There we go. Thank you for the subscribe. Woo, 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 woo. Thank you. Next up.
Seeing that Magnolia is trying to get people to go to the back of the ship, if there's any smaller people, children that are not heading back there, Fury is going to grab it and fly with them and keep them off the ground because she's not going to experience the impact. So hopefully they won't.
Athletics, acrobatics. This has got to be a skill check. It's not just like you.
Acrobatics would be better for me.
Then use acrobatics.
Okay.
But once it's used, it's used.
Yep.
Okay.
That is a 10.
You gather all the littles, as many littles as another little can hold,
right.
And you just like you have the guys. We're gonna play that game. Remember that game where we jump off a really tall building and you guys hold on to me? Like that's what we're playing. You now have a lot of the littles that are crowded around you, and you realize that you're gonna have to time this jump. But if you do, because it's like jumping in the elevator as it goes, you could do this unless you want to fly out of the hole now.
Yeah, I didn't know how many littles there would be, but
5?
Yeah. But
2 on each leg,
if I can,
1 on each leg.
Anyone I
one
can
on
grab, I will. If not, we're gonna try
5.
to get them back up to where the back of the ship is.
Okay, got it. Another success. Who's up next?
Ironwood. If everyone's right to the back of the boat or the back of the hole, and the nose is starting to go down, Ironwood's gonna. Maybe. And Steering's trying to get Vines to the front, and he's going to run and jump out the back to try to like bring up that nose a little bit so at least they can fall relatively flat. You're going to dive bombing.
Yeah, it's going to hurt you.
He's going to jump so his feet are on the back part of.
Oh, you're going to try to add more weight to this thing
so
to pull it back.
He's pulling back as hard as he can.
Athletics. This is athletics, pal.
Okay, here we go.
You're using brute strength to manhandle a blimp as it falls in free flight.
13.
I'm going to say that's barely a success, okay? Just because it's a cool move. As you kind of jump out of this thing and you're trying to bust and bronco this thing as it comes out, as Ironwood jumps out and is trying to pull the hood up. You get your view of the area, and this place is desolate. There's a fog banks everywhere. It's hard to get an eye of the ground and things of that sort. Pyre, what are you doing?
There are fires. Do you see there are fires on the engines and stuff? Or
there's this weird crackling energy as small fires are springing up all over, where those little bits of lightning that were traveling along the hull have made their way inside.
Would gust of wind have any kind of impact?
You could certainly try. Hi, haunted hostess. Appropriate timing. Thank you. You could, absolutely. This is going to be your one time of using a spell as you basically channel that. You're like, this goes against everything I believe in. But you start putting out some of the smaller fires.
Well, fire and wind.
Yeah.
They go together.
Are you trying to make them bigger?
Well, no, I'm trying to guide the ship into a better, since he's...
Oh, you're guiding the ship. Okay.
Yeah, since he's slowly...
I didn't know if this was like, cool.
No, I'm definitely... I want to say right now, I am not fanning any kind of flames right now. I'm trying to use the air around the ship to guide it into a safer position for everyone.
What's up? Backdraft. Yes, absolutely. You're like, you start gathering up wind to try to like pull the ship up. You're working in tandem with Ironwood to try to get this into a safe space.
Fire and trees,
yeah. We go together like, oh my god, the shit. Yeah, let's go back to the top, kids. We need some more successes to get through this.
All right, Connie is gonna reach. He's gonna reach into his tunic and grab his little spell shard that's on his necklace. It's his awakened spell book, and he's gonna use his awakened spell book to cast a ritual spell with a normal casting time, and he's gonna cast Tensor's floating disc, and he's gonna climb on top of it.
That's a great. What does your disc look like?
Oh, his disc. It is a round circle.
If you'll allow me, this beautiful khaki-clad floating disc, beige circle manifests in the space, and you sit on top of it, realizing that this could conceivably.
I got room for some more. A couple more.
A few individuals that are freaking out, being like, a mom is like, yes, take them. You know, as you. Okay. Next up, kids.
I don't know if this would do anything. What is Parnum doing right now?
Parnum, you don't know. Parnum is invisible.
Oh, I dropped invisibility because I realized Strahd can see invisibility.
Parnum
So I dropped it.
Parnum is casting frantically. Okay. Parnum has a piece of chalk, and as he does, you see that there are 3 versions of Parnum that are currently in the space where Parnum once was, all of them wearing different colored suits. Parnum usually wears his like purple suit, but now there is a red suited Parnum that is working in tandem with purple suited Parnum, and a yellow suited Parnum that is working together very quickly, and they are tracing sigils in the ground and things of that sort. They are giving directions to one another, and they are focused in it to win it.
I run up to purple Parnum, and I touch it on his shoulder, and I cast heroism.
Okay.
He gains 3 temporary hit points. 3 temporary is whatever, but also you're immune to being frightened, so hopefully it helps him focus better because he's not as terrified.
You see him nod as he's kind of been looking up at Strahd the whole time. He's just sort of standing there. Parnum whispers silently to you, "We're not all making it out of this."
I know.
And he can just continues to work. I'm
very proud that Magnolia is ignoring Strahd. She's pretending this man does not exist.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's just like, nope.
Perfect. Ironwood, Pyre, and Etheria.
Pyre is going to drop Agni summoning and use my second wild shape action to transform into a giant owl.
Yeah. It's just you kind of fly out of the little. You're floating in here, or are you flying out to get out of this? You're in a tin can.
Can we fly out? Because he just disintegrated.
That was when there was like purple lightning and stuff like that flying past. Right now it's just open sky, so you could fly out of that space if you wanted to.
She's not a hero yet.
Yeah, absolutely. Pyre just flies out, a giant owl form. A few individuals are like, "Hey, how about a little like ride? Are you okay with that?" As they kind of reach out.
I don't know if is it a child?
2 kids. Yeah, I'll say 2 kids.
I'm able to take very light children. So if they're small children, I will grab hold of them.
Yeah, a dude runs up. He's like, "I'm on Atkins," and like jumps and grabs and stuff like that.
Atkins for life, bro.
Yeah, like a little kid. I'll say that you're able to carry 2 of them that make their way out and things of that sort. Okay. And next up.
Are we getting up pretty close to the tree line?
You are getting very close to the tree line. In fact...
would you say 10 feet or so?
No, not that close.
That's called impact.
That's called we're dead.
God, okay. Yeah, Ironwood's really just... I guess he's just trying to keep pulling on.
Parnum makes a head count real quick, and just does a very quick count of people who have not made their way out, who have not made their way onto a disc, and and Parnum's voice gets real low, and he goes, "I need 3 volunteers."
I step up.
Okay, do you understand that this is like 3 volunteer people that I can't do it. Like I can't save. Like I've been able to do this. I could probably do this, but I need 3 people that are just.
Done.
I can't do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. One another individual in the back, so your cotton candy,
sure.
Raises their hand and just kind of gives you a love and sends a kiss over to your direction and stuff like that, and comes and stands next to you and stuff like that as it's coming down. I need 1 more success, or I need 1 more action from you and 1 more action from you.
We're talking, this is big balloon, like Hindenburg style, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know that this is going to work or not. This may not work because Okay, so I'm imagining it's very floppy and flapping and that sort of thing right now. They've been trying to mend it a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which she has mending in order to do that. But what I was thinking is, if it's flapping out, almost like resistance, like pulling it out like a parachute, she's got Mage Hand. It cannot attack. It can't activate magic items. It can't carry more than 10 pounds. I was going to try to pull it out, but technically it's probably more than 10 pounds of pressure from the wind.
It is.
So it's a
lot
little
more.
iffy.
I'll tell you what.
But she was going to try to at least kind of pull it out to just kind of slow down the ship a little
Give
bit.
me a...
To what extent she can.
I'll say this. Give me a spellcasting ability check. Almost
Okay.
as if you're like, I gotta juice up the mage hand. So, you know, like as you're trying to fight against physics here.
Okay.
The D20, add your charisma, add your proficiency.
Right.
Since you've got the spell.
Whoop.
Even if you can't hold it, you can
Okay.
at least get under it.
It's
You
not
can get
great.
under. Yeah, you're still gonna provide resistance, but
Yeah.
this is determining how much.
Yeah, it's a 12.
Okay, you slowed the descent. It's still going to be rough for a
Yeah.
few people and stuff like that, but you managed to slow it down.
So if I use Nature's Wrath, and it says that I cause spectral vines to spring up and reach out for creatures within 10 feet. So I'm thinking like a Groot scenario where he's just trying to encase people in vines to get ready to like make impact.
Perfect. That's great. We do an I am Groot. Parnum gets one more volunteer from an individual. It's a person that kind of hangs out with the cotton candy seller a lot, and the two of them kind of come over, and you guys all kind of hug it out and stuff like that. As Parnum sees you start to connect people with the disc. Are you floating out and
The disc is floating. I can't really float it out, right? It's just basically when the impact hits,
you'll be up? Yeah.
there's no impact for whoever's on the disc. But Connie is gonna say, Magnolia, if you'd like to hop on board, I think I have a way of I can get myself out.
I look over at Barnum.
Parnum nods.
He'll trade places. He's gonna hop off the disc.
You hop on. You got some kids.
Now there are windows on this. Okay, so
Yeah.
if it's getting close to the ground,
Between all of this, you're able to mitigate. But Strahd waits, and then right as this thing is about to crash, Strahd takes a hand and prepares to punch the bottom of the ship to make it somehow even worse in this situation.
as soon as we get close enough, I'm misty stepping out the window.
Okay. You misty step out. You float on the disc as this thing comes crashing down into the ground, Strahd hitting the ground as hard as he can. With that, there is the vines sort of circling everyone, and all three of the Parnums look at each other and smile and look at Strahd, and Strahd looks down, and then Strahd looks at the sigils on the ground, and he goes, "You clever," and Parnum banishes the crew of the ship. The entirety of the crew, everyone that the vine is touching, utilizing the magics of all three of them at the same time. The minute they vanish, that ship crashes, boom, and they all vanish until a minute goes by, and they all pop back up, boom, 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 falling at those individual spots. However, there were a few individuals that didn't quite make it off of the ship. You all find yourselves at various points in the area at this crash site for the ship. Patches. You find yourself in a wide open white landscape. It is just beautiful. It is like the sun rising up in the area where you used to grow up. And before you is a specter, black clad, holding a scythe in their hand. It's the visage of death.
Yeah.
You know who it is.
Yeah.
You seem to always sneak these.
Hey, it's fine.
They walk forward and they look down at you and they go, "Patches, your time on this plane." Lunch break! A door opens up behind him and an individual walks out and he goes, "So sorry. Ugh. I know. You've been requesting a break for a while. I talked to the big one, the one who runs everything." And the Spectre of Death looks, and you see this individual wearing this bright orange suit, tabaxi of sorts, a big purple hat on and stuff like that. And he goes, listen, I'm Gregory, I'm a temp, I'm going to be taking over for Death for a little bit, and you can take a little bit of a break. It's the first one you've had in millennia. Gross. You can catch up on Netflix, have a little snacky. There's some donuts in the break room. Apparently it's Deborah's birthday. Deborah, am I right? And the visage of Death is just looking very sort of confused at the situation. He's like, but go, take a little snooze or a break or something like that. And I think Maury Povich is on. And Death just sort of looks very confused as the individual sort of pushes him towards the door that's there. And Death is pushed through the door. The Tabaxi closes it in the spectral space, and then he goes, I'm sorry, if your charisma's high enough, they'll let you do damn near anything here in this space. Hey, listen, you don't know me and I don't know you, but for the time being, it looks like I'm the big guy. Yeah. Hi. Oh, thank you for the biddies. We got 500 biddies.
Level up for a player.
Level up for a player. Nice. Matty P, just to let us know who that's going to. He goes, Patches.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, you're going to find yourself in a pretty weird situation here in a little bit.
I mean, I punched a vampire today, so I think that's
I know.
strange.
Strahd. Yeah, the douche nozzle.
Oh.
No, I'm aware. Yeah. No, I'm not a huge fan, and there's more of that to come. But tell you what, while I'm here, we're going to get things going a little flexy. Okay? So, you know what we're going to call this?
What are we going to call this?
We're going to call it a whoopsie-doodle.
Okay.
A whoopsie. A
Okay.
whoopsie-doodle.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm not.
So
with
I'm going to
I'm
send
with
you back, but there's rules in place and that govern the universe and blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to send you back, but I don't know what I'm going to send you back as.
That's
but just try not to make this a constant thing. I don't know how long I can keep Death in the break room. Deborah doesn't really exist, and I'm not even sure he knows what donuts are, but here we are. So good luck. Have fun. Tell the rest of your friends that we'll be in touch, and just do what you do. Go and spread joy and help people. I don't know. I've never been a hero, but I've known quite a few of them.
That's fair.
I've slept with my fair share. Ayo. How old are you? It doesn't matter. Goodbye. Blessings be with you.
Which way is out?
Oh, I've always wanted to do this. Do you want to go, this is not going to mean anything to you. Do you want to go full Beauty and the Beast or Time Lord?
Which one's your favorite?
Beauty and the Beast. Boom. And he hits you on the head. Thank you so much for those biddies. And Matty P, thank you. We got another level up. Somebody's going to be very happy here.
This is crazy.
As I'm seeing the biddies from them, I'm seeing biddies from Haunted Hostess as well. But we're keeping track. Make sure that you're letting us know.
Just let us know who, and we'll put it in.
Bless for a player. That's very sweet. I can only guess. There is a boom to the forehead as all of you find yourselves in the wreckage of the ship. Be it in owl form, be it in Tensor's floating disc. It is a very hard crash that hits that ground. All of you tend to reconvene amidst the wreckage as individuals from the circus are congregating and sort of walking back and forth around one another. Strahd seems to be nowhere in sight. Yes.
Did I manage to hold on to the bag?
You didn't grab the bag.
You didn't pick up the bag.
I was contesting with them, and then
Oh,
I got
absolutely!
The call,
No.
so...
You did not grab that
Okay,
bag.
cool.
Not with an 11. But it was. But you came very close, which would have broken my campaign irreparably beyond compare.
As soon as I heard that particular voice, I said, "Bye."
Yeah.
Got it.
You ran and but as you are sort of gathered around, the entirety of the circus is brought over towards a small patch of grass. That seems to be the only living plant material in the entirety of the area. Where Parnum lives, or lived. Parnum's body lays in that small patch of grass. And it is the only greenery for hundreds and hundreds of miles as your eyes kind of stare out at these various points, looking at the barren wasteland that is Barovia. Kids, it's bleak. Okay, and there's lots of thank you for those biddies. There's lots of areas that you have seen in your travels and things like this. None where there was very little plant life. None where there was like this pervading fog that seems to encompass everything. I need a Constitution saving throw from you almost immediately as you take ground and take hype, as you take ground in this area.
It's not good. It's a 6.
Buddy, your feeding source has been cut off almost completely. The ambient levels that you would just kind of siphon. It's like snacking throughout the day. It's just gone in this particular area as Parnum is in the grass in front of you. Parnum gives a small sort of ragged breath as you see that he is.
Word.
Yeah, you're past that. He's not. He expended too much energy banishing everybody here and things of that sort.
Healing won't work at all.
A few of the healers in the group come over, and Parnum sort of looks over at the group with his eyes open, and you see him just tears streaming down his face as he's laying on the ground looking up at all of you, and goes, I am so sorry that it has come to this, but I assure you that there is more to me, and that meets the eye, and there is more to each of you that meets the eye, and this is quite a dreary place. As his eyes sort of scope out the area, and he looks down at the patch of grass that he's landed on, and says, "This is quite nice, though. This area." And you see his eyes start to flutter a bit as he goes, I think I'm just going to take a short rest. Glad to see that everyone is well. And his eyes close.
Can we cast any kind of healing to keep him around a little bit longer? Talk to him.
Tried.
Cure wounds?
You know what? As you pump cure wounds into him, more and more individuals here at the circus start to gather around that you all help save their lives, and they're trying to cast. And you see the grass around him is starting to grow and grow and grow. Like the plant life is starting to spread as more healing energy is kind of leaking out of him. Like it's not holding at this point.
Can Pyra ask before he goes what do we need to know?
With his last breath, he looks at all of you and begins and says, "Find Eva."
We will.
The circus all gathers around, and then all of a sudden, as he takes one sort of breath outward, this shining light manifests above Parnum. This circular, bright as the sun. It's the only light source in the surrounding area, where in this dark and sort of cringy area, this beautiful, bright light manifests in a small circle, and you see patches appear, and you start hearing as light shoots from Patch's fingernails and things of that sort, and you see light coming from his eyes as the body of Patches, and you just hear a voice going, "God, I love that movie." That just sort of that issues out from everyone as the new death brings back Patches. Patches, go ahead and roll me a D100, please.
Something good.
Otter
17.
It's a frog.
God, I hope.
God, I hope I
Please
get
give me
it.
a crumb.
Everyone hold up your headshots.
Patches is there in his wonderful, magnificent glory. And then all of a sudden, Patches starts shrinking. Patches in that fur starts just kind of shrinking, but it doesn't stop entirely. As you see, he's still got a good, healthy dose of fur on the arms. Good, healthy dose of fur on this arm. Some of the fur around his head begins to shoot. It's fine, no one noticed. Around his head, until he's got this little circular patch up here that has 0 fur on it. But the fur on his face starts to grow and grow and grow until he's got this long beard that's there. And you see this squat hill dwarf. sort of manifest in the clearing. There's this pause.
God, that's awesome.
There's this pause as Patches the bugbear is no more, but the 4 foot tall beefy
Oh no!
Beefy
You guys
boy.
are so tall now. What happened?
Oh no, Patches.
Can I braid your beard?
Yeah, fine.
Amazing.
I go into my purse and I pull out a mirror.
I mean, it's not bad.
It's a nice beard.
A minor illusion pops up of Parnham. Hello? Yes, well,
No.
if you're seeing this, I have passed. A huge thank you to Connie for helping me discover the contingency spell. I'm much appreciative. In the event of my passing, I wanted to share with you my deepest and humblest apologies. Combine the level ups. Oh my gosh.
Yep,
Okay.
that is a summon.
That is terrifying.
Those someone's strong.
Again.
Don't forget that you have a bless as well.
Yes, you have a blast.
Yeah.
A blast from Haunted Hostess.
Haunted Hostess gave you a little blessing.
Thanks, baby.
I'll let you carry it into halfway to next week too, since you just got it. He goes, if you're seeing this, unfortunately, you have found yourselves in of all places, a terrible place. This place is known as Barovia. I have no other way to explain this to you other than to let you know that this is a place where I had my auspicious beginnings and did my best to run away from it, kicking and screaming. Unfortunately, I've been brought back, probably by Strahd.
That's the guy.
Thank you, Patches.
He gives a dramatic pause there so that people can, but no one really knows who Strahd is, so no one does, and he goes,
Pine's like,
yeah, I imagine all of you are in shock right now. Strahd is a terrible individual of great power, and is one of the most evil gentlemen I've ever met. He was not always such. He continues to talk as it's a recording.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
it's
that's
not
fair.
like
But listen to me raise my hand for the DM.
Yeah.
Straw didn't say his name when he was in the.
He did not.
No one had said
He
his
did not.
name.
The only person that's gone, oh, that's it. That's the guy.
Cool.
Tabaxi dude says,
No.
I punched vampire, and he goes, yeah, Strahd.
Oh, okay, so
That's
you
the
know
reason
who he
Patches
is.
knows who it is.
Amazing,
Like,
perfect.
People.
The strongest
Like,
of you
what?
and the most brave of you must seek help from the individuals that are here.
It's another summon Straw. It's awesome chat.
Must seek help from the family that I have left here. This group of individuals are a group of magic users known as the Vistani. You will find a Madam Eva there who will be able to provide you guidance.
Got it.
The rest of you must stay put, gathering up all of your energies and just stay alive. The rest of you must bring supplies back, must seek to bring about an evil to this area, and above all, know that I, and the small crystal that was sort of holding this is lifted up, out, and the projection kind of comes with it, and then all of a sudden the crystal is smashed. As the invisibility that Strahd had is dropped. Not an invisible hand. Like,
well, when we see it, like, okay.
as it's raising in the air, like he just kind of takes it
could
and
just be
grabs it and he goes, and then just sort of lets the dust fall from his hands. He goes, there are wounded. Many of you are hurt. Good. I haven't fed them in a while.
Oi, what do you want?
He kind of walks over and he goes, you're in my home.
Well, we didn't choose to be here, so you brought us here, basically. So what do you want from us? We mean you no harm, except the fact you just killed our ringmaster.
So you're weak.
No.
You did not choose to be here and you were brought here by force?
Oh, you're surprised.
That's weakness.
No, it's not.
And he waits.
You can raise your eyebrows at me all you want. I'm asking you a question as a friend. What do you want with us? Do you want to work with us, or do you want to fight us? I don't wish a fight with you. However, you seem to be a bit aggressive. I'd just like to know what you want. Can we help you with something?
Weren't you surprise attacked by a bug? Yeah.
Does a 21 hit?
Obviously, I'm level 3.
Strahd looks at you curiously. It's the same look that you've had when you've seen people when they kind of like hurt bugs or something like that. Like he's just kind of like looking at you, a confused look on his face, and he takes his finger and just flicks you in the forehead.
I expected that.
As he flicks you, he's just seeing how you react to this situation. You take 9 points of damage as the wolves howl. Off in the distance as a pack of wolves descends on the party as a whole. Like this pack of wolves just immediately kind of like moves into the clearing. Yes.
Hang on. Does death count as a long rest?
Death?
That's a great question. That is a great question. It is the eternal rest. The correct answer is yes.
I just don't want you guys killing yourselves.
Immediately go to not.
Ooh, I could use that spell slot. Tell you what. Holy crap, Maddie P, 1,400 biddies.
What does blessing mean?
What? Blessing is a D4 to all of your rolls.
Yes.
Okay.
Attack, saving throw, ability check, all of them. You basically Haunted Hostess is like my baby, and like this was like a D4 to everything.
I'd love to react to that. When you
Situationally, I guess.
Situationally, I'll say this: long rest. Death counts as a long rest. Strahd hits for how many points of damage?
So it was 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage.
So I want Pyre to take it, and then stand back up and ignite herself.
Okay.
And summon back again using my last summoning for Agni, and just to have Agni summon around me and just be like.
Wolves start to surround. Nothing's
I would also
happening.
like to summon my familiar. So,
Okay.
Connie summons his owl, and he's this very small, very round owl, and he has. It looks like he has glasses on, and it looks kind of like his coloring markings look like a cardigan sweater. And he says, "Guillermo, go!" And he sends Guillermo up, and Guillermo is going to go look through the wreckage. Fly over the wreckage and see if he can find the box. Looking for Mr. Parnham's box.
Guillermo goes, who? And then begins to fly up as well. That was very sweet. Do we know what?
Okay, so basically, Pyre also has a level up.
Pyre's got a level up.
Thank you.
Thanks to Haunted Hostess. And then I have to go look at 1,400. So 1,400 I think is going to be a re-roll for a player, and then another summon Strahd, but that means we've got 2 more summon Strahds.
Well, hang on. This might be level ups, like a collective level up.
Oh, a collection of level ups.
For,
okay.
For everybody.
So just let us know what it is.
Strahd just joins the party.
We
fight other Strahd now. Kids,
evil Strahd.
kids, this is a prep round. Okay, everybody's going to get a little bit of a surprise round here, as Strahd has forehead flicked Pyre, and Pyre was just like, "Don't like that," and ignites. Wolves, thanks for the follow. Samantha's makeup. Oh hi. As wolves start to gather up around the area and just start to form this perimeter around all of you. There's got to be. You can see 8. Okay. The injured, everybody's kind of clumped together in this little spot. Everybody's like right around the wreckage of where Parm died on this like patch of grass. You've sent Guillermo up, and you're like, find the box. That's all you got to do. As all of you start to sort of like get closer and closer together, as Strahd has flicked Pyre. Pyre, I'm going to give you one more. Hey, JM cosplay. I'm going to give you. Hey, Jam. I'm going to give you one more sort of move here before we get into initiative stuff. If you want to take, everybody here is going to get around to do an action. Yeah. What are you doing with your actions?
Pyre is going to hold her ground.
Okay.
With Agni with her. Say, I'm going to ask you again. What do you want from us? I understand that you want violence, but why? What have we done? And why are you taking it out on us?
He leans forward, and that curious look is still a part of him, and he tests the grounds and looks at you in the eyes and says, supplication.
Not quite so good at that.
That's a big word.
And he goes, Kneel.
Sapplication.
Yeah.
And he goes, potential. He says potential. What is everybody else doing with their action?
Shield of Faith.
Shield of Faith. Shimmering energy. Good.
Mirror image.
Mirror image. That's three.
3 times.
I love it.
Three Connies. God, that makes my heart happy. Afiria, what are you doing with your surprise round action here?
Mage armor.
Okay. Mage armor. What does Afiria's mage armor look like?
Glitter. It's purple glitter.
Afiria's like, are you ready for this? Is that level ups for everybody? Did we find that?
Well, sort of. It's 500 for level up, so I'm having them let me know what 3 they want to do.
You're doing amazing, Juggling. Thank you. This is a lot.
No worries.
Surprise round action. What is held action?
She looks over at Strahd and says, "You talk of cowardness and you're fighting with essentially children. It's the most cowardly thing I've seen today."
Persuasion check.
I need a d20 to drop mine. Thank you.
It's like
17.
Yeah.
He turns away from.
And she's just smiling.
He turns away from Pyre, and he goes, "The children aren't important to you."
Oh no. Everyone's important to me.
Oh no.
Deception check.
It's not a lie.
I understand that.
Okay.
But this is
22.
this is the DM having insight into your character and knowing that hey the kids hold a special place in Mom's heart.
Fair, because
Like,
I have 3.
ye-
It's 22.
yeah, 22. He nods.
She's not breaking eye contact, just smiling.
What are you doing?
I'm getting low to the ground, lower than I already am. I'm just waiting.
Oh,
I just kind of wave at Strahd. I'm like, hey, I'm back.
Oh, you're now level
It's crazy,
5.
right?
Okay.
Pyre, you're now level 5. Ironwood, you're now level 4. I'm now level 4.
All right.
Thank you, Maddie.
Maddie, you're the best.
It seems like we've already gotten stronger just in moments. And we have death on our side, apparently.
I need you to give me a wisdom save.
He's more like a really well-dressed cat.
What?
Yeah.
7.
Death?
Okay.
Lucky
Oh, well,
number
okay.
7.
Lucky number 7. You're starting to get a little hungry. Okay.
Okay.
Just a little,
Yes.
you're putting out output, and we need some input.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Strahd looks at you and nods. It's a very okay. And he goes, "Take the children." And the wolves jump. I need everybody to roll initiative.
yeah, let's go, baby.
All of you immediately see that the wolves, all of the wolves that are gathered around, do not look at the sick, do not look at the injured, do not look at all of you. Every single wolf in the area's eyes dart over toward a child that is in the group, and immediately the order is given: take the kids. All right, so I gotta roll. Let's roll for Strahd. Gross.
Sweet goodness.
You realize he's going to disappear, and at some point he's going to have to come back one more time.
Well, here's the deal: we have an amazing audience of individuals that are like, oh yeah, we get to summon Strahd. But at one of these times, it's gonna be like, I forgot my keys. Because blah blah blah. I have ideas for campaigns and stuff like that, but I don't have these ideas of oh, remember the one thing I said? I don't know why he talks like that now. Okay, that's Strahd.
This was a joke. We walked in today and we're like, haha, wouldn't it be funny if someone summoned Strahd today?
Meanwhile, I love how the audience woke up and chose violence.
This is session 1, gang. This is half the show.
Curtis started it.
No pace of
Wait, I woke up as a bugbear. I'm going to bed as a dwarf.
Lucky you. Hey.
That is the new T-shirt that you can find on the Indigo Convention. Woke up as a bugbear. Went to bed as a bugbear. Woke up as a dwarf. Thanks. 20 to 25, kids.
20.
20.
Wait, one.
I got a
gosh.
natural 20.
Holy crap.
Wow. Okay.
My 21
Yeah.
is Patches the Dwarf. It's the story of Patches the Dwarf. My 20s. Decide who's going first.
I got a 20.
20.
I got a natural 20.
I'll take last.
I'll take middle. Go
Middle.
first.
I guess I'll go first.
No, you will go in the 20 spot.
Well, even the 20, the first the 20s.
Magnolia.
Kat,
Sir.
And then
Chris, 20 to 15.
16?
Okay.
I'm just gonna put some
15 to 10. Oh, Bubba.
Crocus.
Hi.
Wizards are not
bud.
known
Higher.
for their initiative rolls.
A wizard arrives precisely when they need to.
Not all who wonder a lot. I really am.
What was you get?
Truly.
A 5. 5.
Fantastic.
Hey, whenever you get here, it'd be great. Just whenever you want to show up, that'd be great.
Patches, the kids. Patches, you are up first. Patches, the dwarf. As the wolves spring into action, and Strahd, this time, before combat starts, or as he gives the order, you see that Strahd turns into a bunch of mist. It is a bunch of like fog and smoke and stuff like that. The smoke is not dissipating; it is not leaving anywhere. But the mist is just sort of floating in that same spot that he was in before.
He's incorporeal. He's just watching.
Strahd is a voyeur, and we all need to be aware of that.
I just imagined that I forgot my keys line again.
Anyone see there is a small cross keychain? It's a joke. No. All right.
Patches is going
Hold it this way,
to.
not so spooky.
Patches is going to find nearest kids and interpose himself. Still being as close to the ground as possible. He's because none of the wolves have gotten here yet, I assume.
Somebody in the chat, one of our audience members, do me a favor. Type in exclamation point, the letter D, and the number 4. You're gonna roll a D4 for me. As all of a sudden, Patches, you're not making a move, but you in dwarven form kind of comes over. Perfect.
Kind of a different,
okay.
it's kind of a different feel, you know.
So the kids are into 4 separate groups.
Got it.
Okay, I'm gonna make this a little bit harder. Just
Yes.
thanks to Kung Fu Grasshopper. We're gonna make this Kung Fu Grasshopper. We're gonna make this into there's 4 little groups. As you move over towards one of the groups, we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. You head over to group 4. The kids are like, man, I didn't know kids could grow beards. As you like move over towards the
This is
group.
great, man. Like,
And just sort of interpose yourself. Are you holding an action?
I'm waiting for one of them to get close, and then I'm just gonna.
You're holding the attack action. If
Yeah.
the first wolf to get close, you're gonna boop.
I'm gonna wait for that momentum of that wolf charge and just kind of meet him in the center.
What's up, your boy? Welcome. Deli, hey. As you, the wolves go next. Okay.
Can I? If I hold my action, do I not get a bonus action?
You do not.
Okay, that's
I'll give you a bonus action. You're burning your reaction to hold your action, essentially.
Fair. Then I just want a bonus action. Patient defense. Take a dodge
Okay.
action.
You burn the key point
Yeah.
to put up patient defense and stuff like that. Guys, things break bad.
Shit.
Okay, those wolves go running out to the groups of kids, and immediately they're not being lethal, but they're grabbing the kids by like the clothes and the scruffs of the neck and stuff like that, and just basically going and starting to like run over and just attach to a kid, basically grapple each of the wolves. There's 8 wolves. It's hard because the 2 wolves that come over, they run into a pissed off dwarf who's kind of interposed himself in the center there. So I'm going to say that there are 2 wolves at each group of kids. Okay, they have grappled each of the kids. Okay, each wolf has a kid grappled in their jaws. Okay, but they are unable to move from that spot. Okay, so this is what the wolves do on their turn. Is each of the wolves kind of grabs on, and these are big old gray monstrosities, okay, that are there. That is the wolves' turn. Pyre.
I'm going to summon 8 wolves. And I'm going to send each one to each of those
Light
wolves.
that candle for me so I know
Yep.
that there is a concentration spell going and I have a physical representation of
Yep.
it. Okay. As 8 wolves, you're like, oh, I
It's a
see you
not
brought
mine.
wolves. Oh, we bring wolves to a wolf fight. Okay.
I will say she looks at the mist, and she goes, okay, summons those wolves.
Yep.
Doesn't break eye contact.
Does that do anything to your Go Snake Boy?
He probably disappears.
probably disappears.
Because, well, actually, I don't know if
Let's look into this.
I actually don't think that's concentration.
Okay.
Because that was my second.
If that's a summoning.
I forgot to mark that. It's an action that he was summoned, but it doesn't say that it's concentration.
Is he a familiar?
I think it's a wild shape.
Yeah.
Well, it's use of a wild shape.
Familiars are rituals.
Wild shape.
Yeah, it's a use of
wait,
wild
hold on.
shape.
Summon wildfire spirit.
I think it's a use of wild shape.
It is a use of wild shape, so that was my last use of wild shape. Is if he disappears, he disappears. There's
No. He's with you, so we'll say
Snakes and wolves!
Snakes and wolves. I'm going to go ahead and put them, because I don't think you rolled initiative. I'm going to say that they can go on your turn. They'll go at the end.
I did. I had a 20. On a natural 20.
No, for your...
Oh, for the wolves. Do you want to roll initiative?
No. For your snake boy. Doesn't they get their own initiative?
Oh my goodness. Thank you, DM.
Yeah.
Okay. 15. I don't know if he has any kind of initiative. He's a sleepy snake boy, I guess. I don't think there's any pluses, so a 15 for him.
A 15. Okay. I want to
One former bugbear.
2 wolves, 1 heart, blue eyes, white dragon, can't lose. Okay. Now go ahead and roll for the wolves, please.
Whew, okay.
Hardest card?
Wolf. Okay. Am I rolling for just all of them?
Do a collective. This is how I tend to do it.
Oh, not one.
Oh.
The dice giveth, the dice taketh away.
Oh god, the wolves are on me now!
The wolves are like, we serve our master squirrel. No, boys, over here.
Stop peeing on me!
Stop peeing on me.
Go after it.
I'm gonna mark this tree. Mine too. Mine tree.
Chaos. You know what? She said wolves. That's all I got. I'm fire.
I already
I
already have the wolves here. I'm gonna write good wolves.
Good
I'm
boy.
creative. That's your action. You doing anything with your bonus action?
Hold the line.
Hold the line.
Holding
Perfect.
it.
That's
She's posturing.
Cat. What's our good Magnolia doing?
She scoffs at Strahd and goes, "Coward." And I go to the nearest wolf that is after child, and I gonna stab the wolf.
Yeah. Okay.
Stab the wolf.
Or don't do it because it's an 8. But
It looks real cool.
it looks real cool. And as my
Guys, it looks really cool.
it's a strong 8. And for bonus action, I'm gonna do Bardic Inspiration for Pyre. And it's just, that was a really good move, darling. You're doing great.
You get good mom energy. She's like, oh my god, thank you, mom. Like, mom just said she's proud of you, and so like you take that Bardic Inspiration.
Thank you.
Okay.
What mean?
Hi. Oh my god. Cass, get control of your wolves. God, please.
Anarchy!
Something went wrong in the casting.
These rolls are not as fierce as I pictured in my mind.
Look, Chaos, they are like bright
see the
red and
eyes?
orange.
You take 12 points of Q damage.
That's a 1d6, by the way, for the Bardic Inspiration.
Thank you. Also, what?
That's the wolf!
I summoned wolf! It worked! I'm magic!
Ironwood.
Plus 1d8.
Ironwood
1d6.
is running up on the first, the closest wolf he can get to. And
You're gonna go up on group 3, big guy.
Yeah, group 3, and he's gonna make his first attack against the first one, and that is going to be. It's a nat 1.
That one over here!
You're the best. Damn at this game. Ironwood comes forward. Do you have a weapon? Is this usually like branch damage?
He might as well have just fallen over. It was his great axe. He was gonna come down and just.
You bring your great axe up. You bring your great axe up and you come and slam it down and you kind of bonk the wolf and you realize like the axe end is in your arm and you bonk it with the handle and you're like every time.
So it's like this. It sticks behind his back. Goes wait. Oh shit.
Come on, Ironwood, get it together.
Bump, bump, bump.
Okay,
And end my turn.
that's the end of your turn.
Strong end, strong end.
Yeah, and let's see, bonus action. I'll cry.
Tears of sadness.
It's okay, we're gonna be fine.
Maple syrup.
Strahd dissipates the gaseous form and looks at the 2 wolves that you're surrounded by, and he goes, looks at you and he says, "Congratulations. You intrigue me. Leave the children, kill her. and says to the wolves, the two wolves immediately drop the two kids that are closest to where Magnolia is, and both of them turn their heads in your direction. Because of an ability that he is able to sort of propel them even though it is not their turn. A 14 to hit.
Yeah.
That hits. That's the first one. And we actually get pack tactics here because there's two of them.
How close are they to my wolves? Because they have...
All of your wolves popped up in a circle. She left away. They are... all 8 of your wolves, if you pop them in a little perfect little circle, I'll say that they're kind of spread around you. I'll put them 15 feet away from where they are.
Pack tactics.
Okay, both of these attacks hit. You take some bite damage.
Fair enough.
Some bitey dick.
4 points of piercing from the first bite, and then 7 points of piercing from the second, as 2 wolves just take a big old bite out of Magnolia.
Mm-hmm. She laughs and she says, "Your first mistake is thinking I fear death."
He's into it. He's like, I think I like some. Dear diary, it's a weird day.
You're a satyr. Don't know what it's about.
Snaky boy.
Snaky
Listen,
boy.
if you're gonna summon 9 characters to my battlefield, you're gonna have to be a little bit quicker on like, what do they do?
I know.
You have now officially more people on the battlefield than I do as a DM.
You're welcome. How far away? I think Agni honestly is going to use fiery teleportation to get as close as they can towards Magnolia.
Okay. Tell me about fiery teleportation.
So, each willing creature, the spirit in each willing creature of your choice within 5 feet to teleport up to 15 feet into unoccupied spaces. So, they're gonna teleport, I guess, slowly start teleporting their way towards Magnolia.
The snake.
The snake. Yes, just the snake.
Snake starts. Pac-Man goes like.
So for each, when they basically manifest within 15 feet, whoever is in the space has to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. I'll say you're able to cast one of the tails of the wolves. That's a failed dexterity save. So give me some fire
they
damage.
take 1d6 plus my PB. So
Proficiency.
that is 6 points of fire damage.
6 points of fire damage to one of the good wolves surrounding Magnolia.
Snake goes. That's all I got.
Okay.
I also want to know they have like a little fan around their neck like a Dilophosaurus, just for show.
Perfect. Etheria.
Yes, I am going to look over at the 2 wolves that are attacking Magnolia and Strahd, and I'm going to use a meta magic to cast subtle.
You said metal magic?
Metal magic,
we need
yeah,
to invent
that too.
That's it. Never mind.
I'm going to use 1 sorcery points to subtle spell this, but I'm going to cast Bane on the 2 wolves and Strahd.
2 wolves and Strahd. What is the save?
So the save is a charisma save of 14.
Strahd makes it a lot. The two wolves do not make it a lot. The 2 wolves are baned. The ones by Magnolia, right?
Yes.
So minus a D4 to those moves. I will minus that D4 for them.
Yes, from any attack roll or saving throw.
That is your bonus. That is your action. You doing anything with your bonus action?
No, I'm not. Thank you.
Okay. That is Etheria. Connie.
All right, so 4 Connies walk over to
Walk into a bar.
to a group of kids that doesn't have anyone helping them.
Yeah, group 4, and they all watch and they're like, do you work for the circus?
Yeah, whatever group has got some wolves and doesn't have anyone helping, he's gonna head over, and then all 4 Connies are gonna begin telling the wolves facts about wolves. Did you know that there are over 30 species of Canis lupus?
Crazy.
And the gray wolf, a subspecies of the Canis lupus, is also is related to the hyena, and so he just keeps going. They each have to make a wisdom saving throw, DC 13.
Both of them fail.
Okay, let me roll some damage here, because they are getting drains and I'm getting fed. It's delicious.
Yeah.
The two.
All right, 7 damage.
The 2 wolves and just basically go. They turn their head. They're really confused as to what is happening. Even Strahd, who was like, "Oh, you have," like, what the fuck? As he kind of turns around, as you're kind of spouting off wolf facts, you see some of the wolves are starting to look a little like sleepy at this point. Like as you're just kind of you're pulling energy away from them. It is not a visible exchange. Like there's no like power that you see like kind of draining forward, but your eyes flash a little bit and things of that sort, and yeah, both.
Yeah, because of its social nature, it travels in nuclear families and mated pairs, accompanied by.
That's fantastic.
That was that Cuddy. You doing anything with your bonus action?
Nope.
Okay.
Man.
Your wolves that you have summoned.
Yes.
What spell did you use to summon them?
Conjure animals.
Conjure animals. Now, with conjure animals, is it a telepathic link, or is it a hey, I give them a command and they just kind of follow that command?
Sorry, I was in the middle of choosing a feat with my new thing, so I will go back to choosing a feat. You have me at a disadvantage.
You have 2 feet.
They obey verbal commands by you. So, what is your verbal command?
I want 6 of them on the 8 wolves, so I want them to pick each on a wolf and then 2 with me.
Okay. So 2 of them stay by you, and you send them out, and they're just attacking the other wolves?
I want them to hold for... No, I can't, because it's not my turn, it's the wolf's turn. Shoot.
Well, and it's gonna be weird because like hyper specifically, you'd be like, all right, Zeta formation, purple, like 6 wolves out. Like it's almost like you need to give a like you 6 go attack, 2 of you stay here.
I know it's because I don't want them to attack until I want my turn to go. So that's what's hard for me right now.
Then you want them to be on the defense. Like are you sending them out?
I want them to. Yeah, I want them to. I guess gain the attention of these wolves. So there's almost like a wolf standoff.
I'm into this. I need. Do you have the wolf stats pulled up?
Yes, I
Since you summoned 8 of them, and this is the baby
Yes.
wolves, right? This is the 1/4 challenge
These are
rating.
just wolves.
These are just wolves.
These are not dire wolves.
Lowercase.
Wolves. Yes.
Okay.
Lowercase W.
It's
Okay.
more of a wolf.
Wolf, but whispers.
What? A wolf whisper
Agreed.
was my favorite
It's more of a
Steven
wolf.
Seagal movie. Perfect. I need an intimidation check for these wolves, please.
Okay, so intimidation is charisma.
Oh, a dwarf on the edge.
Nice.
The dwarf on the edge.
What'd you roll?
So I rolled a 6.
If they get
but
-2.
Hold on, I need to add my stuff.
No, you don't add your stuff. You add the wolf stuff.
No, I know I'm adding the wolf stuff.
Okay.
Charisma they have.
They have a -2.
So it's a 4.
It's a 4. Yeah. The wolves are like, hey, and the other wolves are like, shut up. And they're like, okay. You see the wolves try to front a little bit.
But they have their
but
attention.
they've done something.
Okay, let's hear it for the. Can we hear it for the back of the dress?
Back of the dress. We go back to the top of the initiative order. Patches.
Cool. When those wolves walked into
Get
my
my feet in time.
20 feet of dwarven arms, did I get any?
No, not until they leave, pal.
No.
Like they can enter your.
I held the action
held
for it.
Oh, you had your held action. That's right. I'll tell you what. Pick one of the wolves and give me an attack roll, please.
Cool. I just
Pick a wolf. Any wolf.
pick a wolf. The one that looks the ugliest.
It's a low DC.
Oh, it's still an 8.
8. That's gonna miss,
Yeah,
unfortunately, even with that high DC.
Cool.
That's your first attack. I'll tell you what. Do you get 2 attacks
I
yet?
only get 1 attack.
Okay, so this will be your turn now.
Yeah.
That was your held action as you go up to the other wolf, and you're like, that first one missed, but now I'm warmed up.
It's the new arms, man. It's
Yeah.
really
You're doing great, babe.
13.
Boom, boom. That second hit connects with a 13. So
Fantastic.
give me some damage on that wolf.
So that is just my good old meat hunks of fists. It's D4 plus 3. Get over here. That's 5 damage to a wolf.
5 damage to one of the wolves. You hit one of the wolves, and it kind of gives out this like snarl as it has to let go of the kid after you hit it, and kind of turns. But one of the kids is still grabbed by the other one that you didn't hit. That's Patch's turn.
Bonus action Fury of Blows on the other wolf.
Do it. Give me flurry of blows. You get 2 offhand attacks here. So give me 2 attack rolls.
That's 19 plus 5. So
That hits.
and then that's another 13.
Okay.
So.
Damage for both, please.
Yep.
We have a cat that loves closing doors. Like,
I cast the opposite. No
That's
closed
7,
doors.
14, 2 sevens.
all right. Wolfies don't like that at all. They are. The two kids next to Patches drop their kids.
The kids drop the kids.
Oh god, the kids dropped the kids.
The kids drop the kids. The other ones start to go. It is their turn. Okay. The two next to Ironwood start picking up their kids and start moving off into the distance. You can take an attack of opportunity against one of them.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
You got this.
Smack him.
Hit him.
I mean, nah, that's going to be 16.
16. 16 hits.
Yay, okay.
Give me damage.
Okay, that is going to be my frame. That is going to be 8 points damage.
Okay. One of the
Sorry,
wolves.
that is 9 points. That is going to be 14 points of damage.
One of the wolves gets past you and takes off.
No, the child.
Oh no, the child. That's there. Magnolia. The two are gonna attack you again.
Fair enough.
Nat 1.
Thanks.
I will find this child.
13.
That is my armor class.
13 is your armor
Meets and
class.
beats.
Yeah. Beats it. Take that from you.
Stupid wolf.
4 piercing.
See,
The wolf bites into your arm.
You could be thrown into
The two little kids that are there go immediately running over towards where Patch's group is. They're like, safety in numbers, guy.
Got what I needed done.
We got
I'm fine.
as Strahd is just sort of paying attention. That's the 2 on Magnolia, the 2 on Ironwood. You got the 2 Patches, and then there's 2 more that have nobody on them.
Me?
Yeah.
They got the 3 that are on you. Okay. You can give me an attack of opportunity against one of the wolves.
Oh, I am gonna amp
don't
up
think-
the facts on them. Oh man, so
It's
as-
got to be a melee hit here, though. Like,
Any of my wolves get an attack?
Well, I mean,
opportunity?
technically, my
no,
because it's
because
a-
you didn't tell them to attack. You told them
You're right.
to get their attention and intimidate, and they did that, but you did not tell them like, hey, attack them here.
I've been humbled. You're right.
It's an
Yeah.
adapted
Sorry, DM.
fanged bite, so it is a 5-foot reach on my energy drain. Like I have to.
Okay,
get up on
you know what?
somebody
This is
to
a
do
this
it.
is a call that's gonna bite me in the butt for the rest of the campaign.
got
I'll say yes. If you want to do an energy drain on someone, that can also be an attack of
Oh my
opportunity.
gosh, tell us a fun wolf.
I'm gonna keep on going. Okay, of all members of the genus Canis, the wolf is the most specialized for cooperative game hunting, as demonstrated by the physical alterations tackling large prey, and its more social nature, its highly advanced expressive behavior.
The wolf does not make it safe. It drops the kid, and you actually, how do you
7 more damage.
how do you kill this wolf?
I bore it to death. Oh, I mean, and I'm so, the more excited, the more boring the facts, the more excited Connie gets until the life just drains out of this thing and it just crumbles on the ground.
Thank you.
Sucks the life out of him.
Thank you, haunted hostess. You see this wolf just sort of like it's listening, and then just falls to the ground. As the kid's looking, and he's like, the kids are just looking up at you as this wolf falls over to the ground. Connie, give me an intimidation check, please.
Oh, intimidation. That's an 8 because it's
8.
9 minus.
The other wolf is like, how is this happening? that wolf falls to the ground, but the 2 kids are looking.
But all 4 of the mirror images are speaking facts, but different ones.
Oh god.
spitting facts, man.
One of them pulls out a chart. You're like, what is this? Okay.
The evolution of
If wolf, then keep
I'll
charge.
allow it.
That's maddening.
This is.
All right. One of the wolves.
Didn't know you were gonna learn
1,
wolf facts in the stream, did you?
2, 3.
Happens for free.
That was for free.
Okay. The 3 kids are dragged off.
Whoops.
Three kids are grabbed by wolves, and like the rest of them, you're able to kind of stop. You're able to mitigate the damage and like all collect. But 3 kids, these wolves are just kind of dragged to the tree line by these wolves, who just on their turn just grab the kids and just start moving. As the kids are kind of struggling a little bit, but the wolves are able to drag them over towards like a heavy, dense area of the tree line. Okay, And Strahd is smiling. He's just enjoying seeing people. He's enjoying playing with his toys at this point, and just sort of like looks over at them. They get to be with their movement speed and dragging these kids. They're still at half movement. They get 30 feet away from you guys. But any more movement from these wolves, and they are going to be heavily obscured by the fog. Okay, Cass, Pyre, you're up.
Okay. I'd like to ask one more time. Why are we fighting right now? What do you want? What do you want from us?
Strahd holds a hand up. He goes, just you.
Me.
If you kneel now, I let the children go.
What's the catch?
No catch. If
Insight check.
Yeah, give me an insight check. Everything comes to a standstill.
Oh, +5? Okay. What's this? Wait, hold on. 16.
16? He's telling the truth.
What happens if I kneel to me?
If you kneel, I will let the children go.
What happens to me?
You kneel.
And what happens afterwards?
He just sort of smiles.
Tell me what happens afterwards.
That's all the time you got. You got 6 seconds. 6 seconds of speaking, and he's playing with you. You don't need an insight check to know that this man is just...
Cool.
And he looks over at the children and looks over at the wolves. The wolves seem like they're pounced. The kids are struggling against them, and he's just kind of looking over at them and then looking back at you and looking back at the wolves.
She cast daylight.
Yep. Okay.
Does he have any kind of brooch or anything on his person?
No, he left his brooch at home.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
That's why he's here.
DDM.
Lost his key.
Hang
Oh
on.
my gosh, he has his cross on his car keys though.
How about-
Like,
His purse keys.
it's our keys. Sorry.
Give me a death save.
I left
No,
That's
that's fine. I'll tell you what. Strahd would accessorize.
I bet he absolutely would.
I am giving you a 75% chance that Strahd has a Yas brooch on, okay, that he is accessorized with.
He's
okay?
casting it on that
I'm
brooch.
rolling a D100.
Okay.
If I get a 75 or below, he's wearing a fancy ass brooch. His suit pulls back a little bit. He just has grandma's fanciest, like in the shape of a turtle. There's a little head. It's an emerald, and you just like, oh, like a part of you is like, oh.
He just sees one finger extended
Yeah.
as she yells, "Run!" to everyone else.
Daylight. Tell me about daylight.
So daylight is not a concentration spell. So it's a 60-foot radius sphere of light, extends for the point that you choose. It's a bright light and sheds dim light for additional 60 feet. The one is if it's being held or carried, the light shines the object and moves with it, completely covering the affected object.
Now, here's this does no damage normally.
Does not.
This is just a like, you know what I'm gonna do? Like, I'm gonna cast this and just like spread a little bit of daylight, and it's a sphere, but you're casting it on the brooch itself. Okay.
Which is attached to him.
Yeah, which is the ball is attached to a string, but it's okay because the string is attached to the cup. Okay, you immediately look at him and you flip him the bird, and the little ball of daylight travels from the tip of your middle finger across the plane and lands on Strahd's. No, my mom's brooch. Like it lands on Strahd.
As she yells, "Run!"
Mom's brooch. Okay, that is. Oof.
Run!
Oh my god, we killed Strahd. We won.
What one do you do?
No.
Forgive me.
No, I think I just pissed him.
No, you didn't kill Strahd.
I think it was better money, man.
A third level daylight spell. That's fun. You gave him a sunburn.
Okay.
Cat.
Yes, and
Cat. What are you doing?
my dog.
You were not surrounded by. You were not surrounded by wolves at this point.
Wolves don't go.
The wolves go. Wolves.
Wolf be gone.
I am going to go after a wolf with a child. Because 3 of them still have children.
Just start running across the
Yep.
field. 30 feet of movement, you get to a wolf, and it's kind of standing there.
I stab the wolf.
Give me an attack roll.
Cool.
I stab it.
It's 16.
16 hits. Give me damage.
4 points of damage. I'm
Yeah.
not very strong. But
okay.
I'm trying to hit
You got
it.
that mom strength.
Yeah, I'm trying to hit it in the mouth.
One of them
so that
drops.
it drops
I say
the
that
kid.
there's only 2 kids that are being held right now. As you kind of run over and you're like, get off my child.
Get off these kids.
You stab them in the side. Okay.
Yeah, and then bonus action. I'm going to use Unsettling Words at Strahd, which his next saving throw, he has to take away a d6.
Okay.
Maybe that will help something.
Not nice.
I don't know.
Hey, gang. It's been a wild night tonight.
Listen,
But it's just the word coward in his head again.
Man, we're really getting that honor.
All right.
one step closer to the other episode.
You want that
I told these guys that if everybody TPK'd, they'd all come back as Otter King. I'm immediately regretting that.
Two down, 4 to go. Here we go. Let's go.
All right.
Gotta be incapacitated by the law.
Chris, Strahd is starting to shake with anger as the sunlight manifests on his being. He is staring with equal parts anger over at Magnolia and equal parts anger over at Pyre.
Pyre's
And
back.
High five.
it looks like he's about to unleash a whammy. So what are you doing, kids? There's 2 kids that are still being held by wolves at the tree line.
Just for who Ironwood is and his backstory, he would be going after the kids to make sure that they're okay.
Yeah, you run over. There's a wolf right in front of you.
Yeah.
You flip over the axe so it's the right way.
I'm running like
Bigger
nope.
face.
Okay, so let's do this the right way. The first attack is going to be a 21 to hit.
21 hits.
Awesome. Then that is going to be, and I'm going to burn a first level spell slot for a Divine Smite and just light this MF up.
You watch as Ironwood raises the axe, and for a brief second, as the axe is raised into the air, you all watch as the brooch just shifts slightly on the clothing to hit the axe with a bit of a reflection. So you get brooch damage with this. So go ahead and give me an attack roll, please. Or your attack roll hit, give me damage.
Okay, so the
with
damage
that.
should be 17.
Yeah. Give me a.
So
the
that-
damage was 17.
Yeah, 17. What's the damage?
Okay. Does it do anything extra to undead or fiends?
If I'm doing it to animals, let's see.
Are you doing it to a wolf? Okay, yeah, that's right. 17
and then-
points of damage.
Yeah, then for the second attack,
Nature
that is
fights
going to
back.
be a nat 20.
Nat 20
Give me that
hits.
Double damage. And then also burning another spell slot to do more Divine Smites. So.
We're getting these kids.
14. It's a nat 20, so that's 14 times 2, right?
This is on the same wolf.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah. What is that? Like 28 points of damage?
If it's your dice damage doubled.
Yeah.
Okay, how much?
28.
All right, how do you kill that wolf?
So, it's going to go right for the head. She's going to chop the block, right, taking the head off.
Yeah, you go, "Ah," but no animals were harmed in the making of this as the wolf
Cutscene.
disappears in a little bit of
Animal
smoke.
dead, yeah.
Strahd.
Gods. These are my kids. My children.
Saplings mine.
These are my saplings.
Even. Odd.
Is there any kind of disadvantage with daylight being cast on him?
Absolutely. If he was
Even
making an
turns.
attack against him, he takes 20 points of radiant damage at the start of his turn. Okay, he has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks, but not if he's casting a spell. Even.
Cool.
He looks at you, and he frowns as he looks down. And as he looks down, that sunlight shines up at his face, and it burns away a bit of his face. You're kind of concentrating on him. There's a bright flash of light and things of that sort. Let's get weird with it.
Sure.
Yeah.
You're at the wolves.
Yeah.
I've got nothing.
Did my wolves get a turn?
They will in a second.
Okay, cool.
They're at the bottom of the initiative.
maybe.
Remember, you
We'll
rolled a
see.
nat one. Yeah,
I
like
survived this.
I've got nothing looking at me at the moment.
you, Etheria, and Connie. So Patches, Connie, and Etheria, give me perception checks. Free action.
Because I'm hungry.
You can't have the chips.
You buddy.
You and me. You and me.
I usually play characters like this. So.
Nothing.
Nat 1.
Nat 1.
Thank you.
14.
14.
Perception, 17.
The two of you notice this. No one else. Strahd gets hit in the face by brooch damage by that sunlight that kind of shines into his face. And Connie, his face gets blasted back a little bit, and you two notice as his face comes around this way, he looks like Connie. He looks like Connie. But as he comes back, that hair kind of shifts again, the facial features shift again, everything kind of comes back into focus. But Connie, for a brief second, it could be you standing up there, taking a hit of sunlight to the face, as the face kind of comes back around to this way. Two of you notice this, okay? I'm gonna need
Some interesting stuff we got there.
I'm gonna need a save. I'm gonna need a save. As Strahd points one gnarly looking finger over at you.
She extends one back.
I need as you flipped him the bird, he goes flips two. I need a con save, please.
You have the bardic inspiration.
I do. Okay. I rolled 14 plus 1, so that's a 15. I'm going to use both.
Don't you have bless?
I do have a blessing.
Bless always works, so you're going to need this.
Yep.
I think maybe it even
So that's a
have to.
17, and then can I use my other d6?
You can only use one bardic
Okay.
inspiration. If you
Well, I have another d6 too. I have a blessing, and then I have a
a
bardic
blessing is
inspiration.
a D4.
Yep, I got rolled a 2 on that, and then I have
You
bardic
can roll the
inspiration.
D6 if you want to.
I do want to. So that's a 21.
The DC was 19.
Thank you. I'm gonna go pass out now.
Hold on. It's still half damage, which
It's
still might be
Finger of death.
Oh my.
It's still 40 damage.
It's not Finger of Death. Here's the good news.
Oh, it's just disintegrate.
I thought it was.
Look, it's my first time playing like
doesn't do
a
half damage,
frontline
it does
character.
nothing.
This is a big deal.
If you save on
Disintegrate is Saber Suck.
Yeah.
And that's the jam. It's not Disintegrate.
I thought it was power word kill.
Well,
I
let's
was like,
not be
no.
too hasty
I
now.
Well, she'd be dead if it was power word kill.
You take 16 points of damage. As green energy washes over you, sucking the moisture from your skin, and it's just sort of pulling it away as your fire dims for the first time in a long, long time.
Her fingers are strong
like
up
as-
in the air.
As the vitality just drains from your face, I need another Constitution saving
God.
throw, please.
Oh God.
concentration on that.
Doesn't matter what spell it is, cast it at any higher level, it's still gonna hurt.
All right, you manage to hold on to your wolfy boys as the moisture is drained from your face, and Strahd gives an appreciative nod. That was his first action.
Cool.
That was option one.
He will stride across the field over towards where you are, sort of look over at you, get within range for you to do an attack of opportunity, like walk past you and just let you make an attack of opportunity on him if you would like.
She's playing fucking. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. It's
She's
alright.
playing possum.
Okay, you're like.
She looked in the face of death, she gave it the middle finger, and she said, "That's it for me for now."
Yeah.
I'm not a hero yet.
She's lying there.
Walks over towards where the two of you are. Grabs the only child that's being held by the wolf and disappears. Poofing out.
It's okay, we got two more summon Strahd, so like, oh my
He shows up looking for his keys.
Thank you, whoever summoned Strahd that many times. We love you.
God.
This is Barovia, y'all. Hey, we did it.
God.
With that, he and the child disappear, and you are out of initiative order.
I am gathering children, making sure there's any wounds, just cleaning up.
My God, what happened? What's going on here?
I look and see if Guillermo's found the box.
Guillermo flutters back, holding onto a little box, and looks up at you and says, "Who?"
All right. And I open the box.
Okay. The box is flipped open. Inside is a ragged journal belonging to Parnum. Inside of it, there's also a single silver coin with some odd symbols on it that you would immediately... Anybody here speak Sylvan?
I do.
They are all pertaining to... they are written in Sylvan, and they are outlining the elements. Basically, it's fire, earth, water, air, you know, on the front, and on the back it is the mirror images of them. So where fire was now water, you know, where earth is now air. It's a mirror reflection of the two. Where the heart is just an absence. It is a zero. So it is almost like a mirror reflective silver coin on the coin as well.
I would tell you what it says. If you
All I can
speak
think of is Strahd as
I have
reverse Captain
comprehend
Planet.
languages. but
Okay, so
thank
you're
you. I'll read them all. I'm
Yeah.
gonna read the journal. I'm gonna read it all.
You got
but,
it,
You
man.
know, thank you.
Pyre's just lying there like pilot lights and just like looks over whoever's closest and like referring to his brooch goes, I never pegged Strahd for one to shop at Claire's. And then just turns around and just lies there.
Ironwood is looking for whoever's left, like, to get an idea of who the kid was that Strahd took.
Yeah,
That's very important.
Yeah.
I'll say, you know what? Let's play into this. You guys know the circus like the back here. You know these people. This is your family and stuff like that. You gather up the wounded, okay? Through a little bit of clever manufacturing and talk, you are able to sort of use the wreckage of the ship itself to house these individuals and sort of put together a shackles shelter. A few individuals didn't make it just from the fight and landing and things of that sort, but for the most part the circus is here. Everybody's just frazzled. The kid that's missing, as I pull up my list, the kid that's missing is Alige. Alige is Aleege. Alige is a Yanti pureblood. And has an affinity for some of the reptiles here in the area. And Alige is like many of the individuals here are beat up, are a little broken and battered, and things of that sort. As it's been a long day. However, all of you notice after you're finished building the shelter, the six of you who seem to be the most put together and strongest out of the individuals that have crash landed here, all just sort of gather together and huff down in a bit of a like, oh, man, I can't believe we got through that. That was weird. Sort of moment of clarity, of calm after you've crash landed a blimp. You went through some weird stuff with Parna before the circus even left, and things of that sort.
You're a dwarf now.
You're a dwarf now.
Man, it's crazy.
Did Parnum have anything that Pyre could have snagged on his person? Like a brooch or anything that would have been a memento of his?
I will say this.
Doesn't have to have any kind of
No,
properties.
he would beclad himself in ribbons and things of that sort that were sort of like a part of his being. You know what I mean? And you would take one of those ribbons as a souvenir. And I think all of you have this moment where Pyre just and just sort of who they are kind of reaches over and takes a ribbon that may have fallen off. All of you just silently agree with one another if you'd like to take a ribbon, to take a small memento from Parnum, you know, to carry with you.
Red one tied on my wrist.
Yeah. You're all sitting in that grassy area, and just contemplating what was going on throughout the day, when the six of you, sort of all of your eyes collectively start to notice the drops of blood where Strahd sort of got hit or was beat up and things of that sort. And where Strahd was hit and the drops of blood fell upon the earth, you start to notice something odd. There's more grass there. And you start to pull back a little bit of the detritus and the wreckage from the flight, and look around the area, and then sure enough, at all of the spots where Strahd was wounded and hit the ground, there's these flowers that are seemingly popping up out of the death and the dirt, and things of that sort. So it's just something that you notice as you all sit around this like little grassy patch.
I will take a sample to examine.
Yeah, absolutely. You gather up a tiny little sample of the dirt and a little bit of the greenery. You have a brief moment's pause before the storm.
Pyre's going to dig up a flower and bring it over to Ironwood and kind of plant it on his head and say, hey, I think if we spill enough of this guy's blood, we could bring back the plant life. What do you think?
I'm all for spilling a little bit more blood if it brings back the growth.
I need a concentration check from you and an insight check from you.
Oh, her concentration's probably gone.
For insight?
Oh yeah, her concentration check is
We're
gone.
just gonna go ahead and say that.
But I'll tell you what. Just give me an investigation check.
Okay.
As you have this very sweet.
So nat 1.
That one. Okay.
I mean, they're real good right now, or real bad.
That's a 12.
A 12. Okay. They have this very sweet moment that you guys watch. I think that you all would notice that they have this very sweet moment. He's like, we should spill some blood and get some growth growing. She doesn't notice that when she picks up the flower from the ground, that you're a fire genasi and you're putting out hand levels of heat and stuff like that. You can, but your hands also put out a little bit of heat. But it's still a very sweet moment, and he doesn't notice, and you don't notice. But everybody in the area, but as you come over and plant it on him, the transit is the area, but as you place it on him, it leaves the heat and it grows because you've now placed it on living material.
The heat of battle! The heat of passion!
Listen, you chose to be a fire
And I don't regret it! Between the fire genasi will be best
Magnolia
friends.
is kind of just sitting with the survivors, everyone, and she pulls out her pan flute and just plays an old Sylvan song.
You have like last rites or almost, and some of the other individuals come out and join you, and Parnham is buried with them as this little encampment is sprouting up in the middle of nowhere. You have no idea where you are. And what are the rest of you doing?
Patches would like to pull Connie aside. Just us.
Yeah, hey, I got this box. It was Mr. Parnham's, and he told me that if something happens to him, that in here is stuff, and that you're going to be in charge of protecting the circus, but then he's leaving me something that might be even more valuable or something, and then that I have to... But so it's probably in this book, so maybe we should read the book.
Maz, I need a wisdom save.
17 on the dice.
Okay, yeah, you don't need to because you've just ate recently. Yeah,
And this is a question more from Mike. Do we as co-workers, friends, compatriots know your actual nature?
I mean, I don't think that everyone would.
He doesn't. What I always understood is he doesn't hide it, but he doesn't share it.
I mean, he's creepy and weird, but he doesn't actually drain people. In the circus, he normally just hangs out underneath the bleachers of the big top tent and just takes little bits of joy that fall off of people because they're overflowing with it. And so he doesn't really need to actually feed because he just would get residual joy from following, creeping up on people. But I think Patches would though.
I think the reason I asked this is because I don't think Patches would see it as being creepy. He'd see it just being socially awkward. Like that's just how Patches is. But seeing your face on Strahd, he's a little concerned, just a little bit, and that's good. I like that. But we don't have to worry about anything along those lines, right?
Yeah, maybe it was a trick or something. Did you do it as a trick?
Like I trust you. Like I don't have any questions. But if this is, I don't want to say your supervisor or something along those lines, but yeah, see what happened to me.
I don't even know. Do you know who that guy was?
I was told by a nice cat man that he was he's Strahd, something along those lines.
Yeah, maybe the answers are in the book.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Parma.
How are you feeling? You good?
I feel good. I'm kind of full. That wolf.
Okay.
It's kind of delicious.
All right. I'm just making sure.
I don't know why. I like it.
I mean,
I never really.
If you ever need a
wolf
top
before,
off,
but
like
they're
I've got
really-
enough motivation for everyone. So like,
True friends let you feed off.
yeah, like
That's it.
And
one for my homies.
What is it?
Thanks,
What is it like?
Patches. It's weird. You just look weird.
I'm not getting used. I'm kind of. I don't know. Like, if seeing things from this perspective, I feel like I'm a child. I am, but I'm not. And
No, you're a hill dwarf. See, there's different. There are 3 different types of dwarf.
Should we all roll right now?
To this.
that was a
So there are some species of dwarf, and the Durgar.
Your eyes start to glaze over a little bit as he's like, "This is fascinating. You're gonna love that." And just starts talking about the different. Go ahead and roll your feeding as you feed just a little bit off of.
I'm at full. I'm
Yeah.
at full.
it's
I'm at
okay.
full.
You can have a little bit. It's
You
fine.
can wisdom.
Furia.
Oh, okay, let me roll it here. Go with D4.
Yeah.
We've created a little shelter basically out of all of the cloth from the. Okay, then Etheria is finding a big old lace on
It's
it
dog.
that's essentially a flag
Okay.
or banner or something of that effect, and taking out her magical pen that she has that can write on any surface, and she's writing "Strahd Sux" all the way across.
Strahd comes back.
I forgot my brains.
We're just kidding. Don't
Wisdom saving throw, please.
we were just kidding.
No, they bought one. There's a Strahd. There's a Strahd coming. So wisdom saving throw.
For the sake of our stress.
Wisdom saving throw. Oh, it's not your Strahd.
That
Don't
was
worry
a
about
nat one.
it. That one.
Bring me the dog.
Chat. Some of us have to work tomorrow.
Etheria writes Strahd Sux, and then you kind of fall to your side, but you're unable to move. As Strahd comes over and picks up. You have no idea, and begins to float up. How much I'm going to enjoy playing with my new playthings. And he takes the snail and drops. As the snail falls and falls and falls.
Forget Parna, we're avenging the snail.
We have
You find yourself in a white space.
2 down, 4 to go.
And you see this individual look over at you and then like, well, do you have anything to say for yourself?
Are you surprised?
No, but you missed an opportunity. If you had written "sucks" with an X, you could have covered way more ground. And that is where we are ending today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the very first episode of Strahd Sux. A fully interactive, amazing campaign. Next week, kids, we are going to dictate what happens for the entirety of the campaign. Here in Strahd Sux, and when we play Curse of Strahd, normally it is a very prim and proper tarot card reading that determines where all of the magical items are and things of that sort. Because of this, I have ordered a fantasy cat Strahd tarot deck, because we are not using the old tarot deck. We are using a fantasy cat that is just pictures of cats with fantasy hats.
Fantastic.
So you all will be doing a reading. You will be meeting the Vistani and things of that sort, and establishing a relationship with them because Death House is quickly approaching, and we will continue to write Strahd Sux and antagonize this vampire man who he's just like, this is fun. I love it, and you'll uncover the mysteries surrounding it. So I hope you all had a good time tonight. Thank you so much. Indigo, connect, and remember, you can be anything you want to be except Strahd, because Strahd sucks. Have a good night. And